bypass. Rob Pritchard is at Cross Four Ways for us, and Chris Kinley is down at Race HQ. We'll be talking to all of them. But as you've been hearing, and this is something new for this meeting, the Southern 100 radio on Manx Radio, powered by the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company. You'll be able to hear this from now right through until Thursday evening on AM 1368. It's on FM 87.9 around the course, and also on the digital channel. And as I say, it will be here until Thursday evening. Well, the roads around the Colas Billown course are now about to close. And then we have a night of practice coming up for you. We have a Newcomers sighting lap first of all. Then we'll have the red-plated 1,100cc class. That will be followed by the lightweight class. They're the green plates. Then we have the Supersport now, because of the size of the field, that's split into two categories, the white plates and yellow plates there. Then we go through it all again with 1,000cc, then the lightweight class, the green plates, and finally at approximately 8:53, if everything runs to plan until 9:10, we will have the sidecars. Milcrease inspection course car is now out on the start-finish straight, so they will do a little lap just to check that everything is in place around this 4.25 mile long course. Just before we go and talk and get the views of everybody else around the course, before we start racing, just to pay a tribute to Davy Morgan, who unfortunately lost his life at this year's Isle of Man TT, a regular down here. There's a lovely tribute in the race programme on page 15. The race programme. Do please try and purchase one of these. £10 they are. It's like a little mini book. But on page 15, just draw your attention to regular at the Southern 100, Davy Morgan, and we will miss that pink day-glow helmet that was so synonymous with him. And the Southern 100 Racing basically saying that they offer their sincere condolences to his partner Trudy, his family, friends, and all who knew him. It was an honour and privilege to watch Davy race on the Billown course, creating so many memories for us to recall this year and in future years. Well, let's just head out to Cross Four Ways, and Roy Moore has retired from his commentary duties at both the TT and Billown, and we had the pre-TT classic road races ahead of the Isle of Man TT races, and Rob Pritchard made his debut out there at Cross Four Ways, and very successfully too. So it's going to be a little bit quicker this time, so we'll try and work out the signings. And I'm glad to say that the view from this commentary box up to the railway line where we can see the bikes crossing is a lot easier now that the bramble bush has been trimmed, so we're going to be able to call that and get the commentary handed over when we go racing. No such real requirement tonight. It's a practice session, so we'll just loosen the old vocal cords and get back into the swing of things. But let's say a very good evening, good afternoon, I'm not quite sure what it is at this time of the year, out to Rob Pritchard. Fast am I.
Yeah, fast am I, Tim. Thanks, and very good evening to everyone. And I know you say, Tim, that you very much enjoy the view that you've got down that start-finish straight. But with my trusty scaffolding back in place here at Corner Cottage, I think I can possibly match it. A fantastic vantage point, taking another look down yet again on this beautiful, clear evening. No haze to worry about, even though we've enjoyed plenty of heat around the Isle of Man so far this evening, looking all the way down past Maggie's cottage into the dip and up towards likes of Gellings Farm and Williams Corner as well. So plenty of view in the eye line in front of me to see what's going on this evening. And 1,096 days, that's how long we've been waiting for this one, and aren't we just glad to have it back? And we have yet another bumper entry list, including 14 newcomers, nonetheless. A fantastic number of newbies making their way out onto the Billown circuit over the next couple of days. And just taking a look back, I guess, at 2019, that's what I've been taking a look back at over the previous days and weeks. And of course, I think you said it in your words, Tim, it was an absolute masterclass from Dean Harrison out there on his Kawasaki. He's back there and he's got the #1 plate going into these races. But let's take a look at someone like Michael Dunlop, for example. Certainly cannot be ruled out. He's likely to be right up there. And a hat-trick of wins, of course, most recently at Walderstown as well. So it all seems to be going into a nice rhythm for him. But let's make no mistake as well, looking at the packing behind the two main protagonists, I say in inverted commas, because the likes of those that are going to be keeping them honest, when you look at the likes of Ryan Neen, Sam West, Rob Hodson, just to name three there, and then you include the likes of David Todd making his return after making his debut in 2018, is certainly to make it a very exciting contest out there throughout the next couple of days. And then we get to the sidecars. What can we say about the sidecars? 6 former champions in the lineup over the next few days as well, including a late re-entry for John Holden. You may remember that John Holden actually withdrew his entry during the TT races due to passenger issues at the time, but he'll be joined by Manxman Dan Sale on that machine. But they'll be coming up against some very stiff competition, as you can understand. Pete Fountain and Jevon Walmsley will be more than happy if they can retain their title around this circuit after that thrilling race with John Holden and Lee Kane in 2019. If you remember that one, 0.131 seconds was all that separated them on the final lap of that championship race. An absolutely fantastic race it was. And then you throw into the mix the likes of the Crow brothers as well, had a fantastic TT this year as well. Those two podiums for them, they could be right in the mix as well, and others besides. So looking at it very much on paper, we hope it's going to become reality as well under what are excellent conditions down here at Cross Four Ways, and plenty of spectators as well to enjoy the first evening. So plenty to look forward to. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you very much indeed, Rob Pritchard, out there at Cross Four Ways, and race conditions are absolutely perfect for this opening evening of the Isle of Man Steam Packet Southern 100. The flag's virtually hardly stirring here on the Castletown bypass. The burger van is doing a roaring trade, and we've got a good healthy crowd that have paid to go onto the grandstand, and the cars are all lined up and down the bypass. They got into position very early this afternoon to reserve their favourite spot. Well, let's see what else is happening down at HQ, and say a very good evening or afternoon, we're not sure. Chris Kinley, hello, how are you, sir?
Hello, Tim. Hello to Rob out there as well at Cross Four Ways. Welcome to the Southern 100, mate. You are going to enjoy this. You've just mentioned about the sidecar race, and they're absolutely stunning. It will be into there when the first lap of the race, the first sidecar race, which will be obviously on Wednesday night, it's going to be mega. Even tonight in practice again, it's just going to be mega. And it's mega to be down here. I'm not saying mega again tonight, okay? That's the last time I'm saying mega, Tim. Looking forward to this. A lot of apprehensive looking newcomers, a lot of not so apprehensive. A lot of guys who come in here. Just had a quick look at number 50, who's one of our newcomers, Mark Jackson. Now, for those who have come for the first time, welcome to the Isle of Man, welcome to the Colas Billown Circuit, 4.25 miles, all started back here in 1955. I'll picture the scene for you. We're in a field, there's a fence round, lots of those little pop-up awnings, and we've now got all the newcomers who are getting ready to go. The gate's just been opened by Richard, who's one of the gate team here, and we'll be ready to rock and get these newcomers out for their familiarization lap, which they have to do. I know Chris Palmer's been very busy today, but Chris is there looking very, very stressed. And let's just maybe grab a word with Chris and just see, chat to him about it, because Chris is coming on to our commentary team at the Manx Grand Prix again. Maybe grab a quick word with him if we can. And sorry, Richard, from Maxon, just to butt in. Chris Palmer, your babies, your newcomers are just heading out. You've had a tough week, haven't you? Hello, mate.
I tell you what, this has been hard work. I'll tell you. I think I'm going to get my leathers back on. I think it's easier to ride it than it is to look after these guys. But no, it's been good. You know, they've all been they've done multiple laps, which is a bit of a first, really. That some of them wanted to go for more laps and pick up a bit more knowledge. And I've even had guys that have been here loads of times, like, you know, not the newcomers that want to go around for like refresher laps because they've not been here for quite a while. So that's been quite nice for me as well, you know.
Still involved then, eh? Big time.
Yeah, you know what? I've still got the passion in me for the motorbike racing job. It's just a great feeling to be around it all. It's great to see the crowds. You know, there's so many people here it's bouncing the paddock, isn't it? It's just great to see.
What about the track? How's it looking? You've been round?
Yeah, I've been round a lot. The track's looking absolutely fantastic. We've still got the bumpy section, from Joyce down to Ballabeg and then down to Ballawhetstone. Still really bumpy, so that's got to be, the suspension has to be able to cope with that. But everywhere else, a lot of it's been resurfaced, really smooth, really grippy. It looks great.
Chris, thanks for your time, and let you go and watch your TV.
No problem, thank you.
So there's Chris Palmer. You can probably just hear in the background, there's now machines making their way out onto the dummy grid. Tim, these are the newcomers. For those who don't know, we'll just explain it. They will hand back to Tim. They'll be on the way any moment now, such as the efficiency of the club getting the machines out. Number 74, Aaron Hughes on his R6 Yamaha. He's on there. 29 also going out there as well, Gary Broughton. He's on one of those Aprilias. Quite a few of the Aprilias in the field. Looking forward to see how those machines go around here. So the newcomers will all have the orange bibs on to denote that they are newcomers. All right. 77 just goes through as well. That's Neil Rutledge. 21 also just coming out as well. Joe Yerdsley. I think Joe's going to go quite well here as well. The Laxey man. And a little story for you, Tim. Number 12. I was told this by Kenny Neen. He was telling me Ty Jones, number 12, has come all the way up from Wales, where he's from. He's ridden up the motorway, and he's got stopped 2 or 3 times by the police on the way up from the motorway, and he's explained exactly what he's doing. He's bringing his bike up. He must have had a transport issue not getting the machine here, but he's managed to get here, and he's about to go around the Colas Billown circuit on the number 12 machine. Tim, we'll hand it back to you. We'll make our way up there. The newcomers on track very shortly.
Brilliant. All the way from South Wales. Yeah, I was aware of that. Ty Jones from my stag down there in South Wales. He'll be in the senior race on the big bike, 1000cc Suzuki GSXR, and Ty Jones Racing and TA Motorsports. So the sponsors for him, but his dad, I think the story goes, withdrew his transport arrangements, but it wasn't going to put him off, and he rode all the way up on his bike from South Wales and onto the ferry. So we do wish him very well, but that is a great dedication, to say the least. Number 5, Thomas Maxwell is a newcomer here as well. I'm just looking down the list, but 29 is Gary Broughton, a newcomer as well. Russell Brook, number 41. We've got him as well as a newcomer, but not on the bigger bikes. At number 50, and number 50 to look out for, and later on in the evening is Mark Jackson. We've got number 54 as well. That's the Colby man, Paul Turner, making his debut around here, as is 55, and that is Martin Clare. Number 60 is Chris Green, and he is on a BMW and the bigger bikes, the rider Chris Green from Ormskirk. 72 is also a new addition. That's Gary Ford. With he'll be on the 4D Racing Kawasaki, and he's from High Peak. 77 is Neil Rutledge. He's on the not on the bigger bikes, but 82 is out there. He's from Stockport. Is Zach Ultram. We've got Lewis Arrowsmith, number 84, as a newcomer as well. 87 is Paul Magnay. And also in there is number 89, Ryan Whitehall, and number 97 is Anthony O'Carr. So there's a real good field of newcomers coming and experiencing racing around the Colas Billown course for the first time. So we're here on the main Castletown bypass. Start-finish line used to be a bus, and we still refer to the new headquarters that have been graced this position for several years now, since they were opened, and a much more modern facility. But it used to be that Maurice Maudsley would be sitting in the driver's seat of the bus and commentating from there. So this building still is just referred to as the bus, but as Race HQ upstairs, we've got the timekeepers as well, and then there's the fabulous catering in the kitchen away on the ground floor, where our commentary box is here. And then if you go down the road from the start-finish line, there's the club HQ, and the paddock, and Chris Kinley was just up the road there inside the paddock. But there's also the holding area that's behind the Derek Nicholson as the grandstand that is in situ, and the podium ceremonies take place there. They will then head and make the first big corner at Ballacaghan, with the white cottage on the corner there, and about halfway along there they've gone through the first mile. Then it crosses the first time the steam railway down there at Iron Gate, and there's Ballinnorris where Joey's gate is. We'll recount that story, I'm sure, when he went. Luckily, the gate always opened during racing, and Joey ended up in the field on one occasion there. And then it's into Ballabeg Hairpin, one of the slowest parts of the course. Along Duck Street then, and they head down past Ballawhetstone, the riding stables on the right-hand side. And there's Williams Corner. They go past Gellings Farm and Billown Cottage through the dip, and then out and emerge into the view of Rob Pritchard out there at Crossfall Ways. And then just after Crossfall Ways, they've reached the 3-mile point. And there's then Church Bends, and what a lovely service was held there yesterday. That's become a real fixture in recent years, a church service. The Reverend John Caldwell is taking it, and it just sets the scene, and it was packed yesterday for a really nice sort of half an hour or so service. But there was also the dedication of a memorial plaque there for all those that have been involved in the Southern 100 races over the years. And we'll get a picture of that out onto the Facebook page maybe a little bit later on. Then it's through Great Meadow, really quick along there, and then they come into Stadium Bend, where the Fred Farragher Memorial Gate is, Castletown Football Club, and that's the 4 miles done. And then they come to the bridge here that we're looking up at Castletown and come back into view over School Hill, over the crest there, and into our view. And I do emphasise again, this commentary position is so special, so close to the action. And I think we're going to get a little bit of action because and they are pretty meticulous on here. We should have the newcomers doing their circuit familiarization very soon. So let's go down to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, the noise went a bit quiet here for a couple of minutes, and that expectant look. Now, just going to picture the scene again. We're in a little side road which runs off the main bypass here at Castletown. That's actually marked out with little half squares with numbers on it. The reason why they're marked off with half squares number on it is the grid position. So grid 1, grid 2, grid 3, grid 4, grid 5, grid 6, 7, all the way this little side road here. It's in use as a road all the way throughout the year. It's a little cut-through road that gets you back onto the bypass if you get stuck up at the junction there now, and they're heading towards Ballacaghan. It's that look that these riders now have in their eyes and in their minds. They're just looking for the officials down there who control the gate. Now, the gate used to be many moons ago an old wooden gate which kind of hung off its hinges for many years, but they've changed it to a metal gate over the years, and the 20-some years I've been doing this now, and now it's a double gate there as well. So now there's a double gate, and every time somebody goes through it, just to open it up, they kind of all have a little bit of luck. But all these newcomers, you just sat here nice and chilled, nice and relaxed, nobody panicking and stuff. There's a couple of experienced riders in the middle of them as well. Just see that Kev Barsby there. Love his helmet design on this machine. Keep a little eye out for Kevin Barsby. He'll be at the little bit at the back. The gate is now going to be open. We are going to be underway at the Southern 100 for 2022. After a couple of years away, the travelling marshal heads up towards the hedges. That's what they call that section just before the Ballacaghan corners. Quite rightly said, it's a tough corner into there, and it is so fast. And the spectators there. Then they're going to be heading down Ballacaghan straight to where the obviously new grandstand's going to be. There was a grandstand back in 2019 at Ballacaghan on the left-hand side, but due to the farmer not having that field ploughed and stuff or whatever he said, there's crops in there at the moment. They put the grandstand at the bottom there at Iron Gate. So that's virtually all the solos gone. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sidecars. Now you'll see some of the sidecar drivers will have the orange bib on because they've got new passengers here. Tim Reeves is one of them in his outfit as well. Wayne Lockie's in the middle of there as well, number 14. and the rest of the sidecars just getting ready to go now. They'll be given a little bit of a gap. They've got to do this lap. For those who understand, well, why have they got to go? Why can't they just go out in the practice? This is all part of their familiarization of the 4.25 mile Colas billown circuit. So the sidecars out on circuit. If you've never seen three wheels around a road race circuit, stand by, because they're on the way to you at Ballachagan. I would say the leaders will now probably be all the way down through heading towards Ballabeg. They'll be turning right at Ballabeg, that very, very famous shot you've seen over the years of the riders, turning right at Ballabeg with the airport sign just a little bit to the inside there, the airport, the points, a couple of miles to the airport. Then they'll be heading along Duck Street, heading down towards Williams, that sort of area, and heading towards the Ballasalla part of the Isle of Man. And Rob Pritchard is there across four ways. Rob, stand by, here they come. It's only the newcomers. This will wake you up a bit.
I'm awake already, but I'll certainly be more awake once they make their way just over the crest of the hill, just in the far distance there. And Chris pointed it out as well, just about the importance of the newcomers getting that sighting lap in. And the purpose of that will be very much clear to those who are avid followers of the Southern 100 races and road racing around the world. But it really does make a difference just having those moments, because these are roads, they're not circuits. You can't use the rest of the year. Here comes the travelling marshal through Maggie's Cottage, and leading it is numbers 54, 82 and 72, just making their way slowly round Corner Cottage. 85, 41, 74, 69, 55, 96. So it's making their way. That's the first group, and followed by number 97 bringing it down. That's Anthony O'Carroll, and number 84 as well. That's Lewis Arrowsmith on the 600 on the CBR as well. 77 leading the latest group through. So that's Neil Rutledge, followed by 29, 48 and number 89 here. That's Ryan Whitehall, and number 50 as well. There's Mark Jackson on the Yamaha R6 as well. 87, 21, 57 and 37 as well through there. As we await the travelling marshal, the next travelling marshal to make the way through in the first two sidecars, three sidecars, 12, 77 and 37. They're now making their way through Corner Cottage as well. Just getting used to that surface as well, getting the acceleration out of there, because the surface, hearing from a couple of riders last time with the pre-TT, may have just changed ever so microscopically. 25 and 55 in the sidecars are on their way through. And here's number 69 as well, that bright yellowy green livery on the way through. You certainly won't be missing that as it goes through. I believe they'll be around by you, Tim.
Perfect timing there. It was Zach Oldram, number 82, was first across the line. 54, Paul Turner safely through. 72, Gary Ford. 85, Andy Whale. 41, Russell Brooks. 74, Aaron Hughes. 55, Martin Clare. 77, Neil Rutledge just goes through. 55, Martin Clare. 96, Damien Crook. 97, Anthony O'Carr. And 84, Lewis Armstrong. And Gary Broughton, 29, through as well, as is 48, Matt Sale. 89, Ryan Whitehall. 50, Mark Jackson. Here come the sidecars. And Tim Reeves just having a look alongside there. Number 12, Michael Jackson. Tim Reeves with Kevin Rousseau as his passenger. And number 12, of course, is Jake Roberts in the chair. 25, 55 and 69 go through. 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes. And two more machines come over the crest with the travelling marshal behind them. 45 and 41 there. So Paul Riley, the driver, but Jody James is a newcomer as passenger. And they're on that machine. And then we had 45, Derek Lynch, and new passenger Anthony McDonnell, who is also there. They're the pair from Ireland on the Eclipse Racing DMR Suzuki. So that is all our newcomers through and have had their sighting lap. So we should now, just looking at the correct procedure, and it's a big year as well for sidecars. Just remember, it's the 60th anniversary of sidecars racing at the Southern 100 Road Races. And one outfit got a very pleasant surprise as newcomers. Charlie Freeman and Billy Nelson, who are out on their Norton outfit, Well, they won the race at the first attempt at 70.230 miles per hour. But there was a nice surprise for newcomers, Derek Lynch and Anthony McDonnell. They got some funds from well-known local photographers Tracy and Juan Harrison. They interrupted their signing on procedure on Sunday evening, it was, presenting them with a cheque for £400 to assist with their costs this week. And the Irish pairing on that was aforementioned Eclipse Racing 600 DMR Suzuki outfit, number 45 in the debut race, which will be on Wednesday evening. With their second outing, the Darrell Blake Construction Sidecar Championship race, which brings the whole meeting to a close on Thursday afternoon. Well, the Peel Photo Duo raised the money through a raffle that was held at the Southern 100 Motorcycle Show, which was put on to replace as the newcomers complete their round once again. As again, it was Zach Oldham. But yes, they ran a raffle while the racers were resting due to the COVID pandemic. So there was a big open day down in the paddock, and a great day it was as well. And it just got everybody together and that road racing family back together just to, get us through the lean years that we have unfortunately experienced. As number 89, Ryan Whitehall across the line. 29 on the green plate there. That was Gary Broughton. Matt Sale just ahead of him, number 48. You think they're on a sighting lap and they're just getting their eye in on here. But I can tell you that the quickest time, it doesn't count as it's just that sighting lap, that they're not really hanging around. 86.655 miles per hour. Here are the sideys. Just slowing as they cross the line. It's Michael Russell with the last there through. Michael Russell with Dave Dean. Two more bikes into view. 45 and 41. And there's the travelling marshal. Number 3 plate on the back of the travelling marshals. So safely through. And they will be going into the holding area. They've just had the little sighting now of the 4 1/4 miles that is the race course here in the south of the Isle of Man. Well, let's see if there is any reaction from the newcomers or exactly what's happening down at Club HQ, because they won't hang around here. Once they're back in, they'll get on with the first bikes and the first proper practice of this session, and that's the red-plated 1100cc machine. So we're going to go a little bit quicker than that sighting lap, Chris Kinley.
Yeah, some of the newcomer guys who come in with the orange bibs on, they're obviously going to be going out in this next 1100cc session. And if some of them are kind of got a little bit loose down here just for a second, where they all kind of stopped in a little return. And what they basically do is they split the road into two with a load of cones and a load of red tape. And basically people come on one side and you come up the other side. And they were kind of having used a little cut through to go through. And like you quite rightly say, Tim, they won't muck around. They'll get the machines out of the way, we'll get ready to go, and we'll be underway. And just having a little notice of I know we're not really looking at the times with the newcomers, but yeah, some pretty good times by some of them. Joe Yeardsley going well, Kev Barsby as well. Yeah, I did say number 57, Kev Barsby, 57. Have a little look at his crash helmet design. That's ready for the Manx Grand Prix. I think we are ready to go with these with the next session. Yeah, machines are going out in the circuit for the next session. So, yeah, we are underway. So here we go. I think we are ready to go with this next session. So that is practice number 1, not the newcomers. Miss bikes are back out in the circuit, Tim, and here they come out of the holding area as well. So, yeah, they want to get on with this, which is what they have to do here now, because they've got so many practices to get in. The weather is set fair for the week. Possibility of a couple of bits and bobs knocking around tomorrow, but tomorrow night, number 18, Andy Saylor from Lancaster on the Fireblade goes through on the black machine with the red plates. So it's a quieter session at the moment here. So there's only 3 or 4 bikes gone out at the moment. So maybe just being caught on up. But they're on the way on practice number 2, Tim.
Thanks very much indeed, Chris. And Seagull is trying to get burgers for itself out there. So if you just look to the skies, make sure you protect any food that you bought from the Southern 100 catering. And a good queue down there too. So, as I say, they aren't going to hang around. And yep, 60th anniversary of the sidecars. So that's a nice one to see. And just mention that Southern 100 Memorial. It's an annual memorial lap that they had to remember all associated with the races, and then they had the service, and a new memorial inside the Maloo Church was unveiled by the Southern 100 Club chaplain, the Reverend Canon John Caldwell, and I'd advise you to go and have a look at it. It's simply worded, but a very, very effective little memorial remembering everyone that's been involved with the Southern 100 races. Well, let's head out to Cross Four Ways and see how many bikes we have got out in this first session. They are getting on with it. A few may well have been just caught on the hop with the organisation such that it is. So let's say hello again to Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. 3 bikes through there. The second of those, Zach Ultra number 82 on the Suzuki GSXR, followed by Paul Turner as well on, and again, the Suzuki GXR 1000 as well. Like you say, it doesn't seem to be too many making their way out just at this point, but we've got another all alone coming through Maggie's Cottage here, and that's number 18. So that's Andy Saylor. Some eye-catching performances from him in the Pre-TT Classic. He's out there on the Honda Fireblade, the Andy Saylor 2020 Racing. But that is the first batch through, I think it is, and it's certainly not a crowded field, quite the opposite. But like you said as well, just on that newcomer lap, they certainly weren't hanging around within reason. Next through Maggie's Cottage here, there's number 36, so that's Jamie Coward, and it's time to go back to you, Tim.
Yeah, first 2 bikes have been gone through. And, of course, they will not get a full lap in this one as they started a little bit further down the road. But 54, Paul Turner through. So this is the first lap that will be timed and will be used to calculate the grid for racers. So we are now properly underway. Another bike interview. And that was Andy Saylor, number 18. Just hear the bike going away into the distance on this very, very still evening in the south of the island. Just hear it going through the gears and then down the gears again as it comes to Bellakagan. Another rider interview. And that is Jamie Coward, one of the favourites here for race wins. Number 36 there, Jamie Coward on that 1000 Yamaha powered by Steadplan. Jamie Coward, of course, from the Yorkshire neck of the woods, as more bikes come into view, and there's quite a scutch of them this time, so we'll just take this group across the line. 14, Paul Cassidy and Mark Harrett, and that was number 9, Forrest Dunn, across the line. Another rider interview, 2 in fact interview, and a whole plethora coming over the bridge. So that is 13, Darren Creer, and number 7, Davey Todd on the Malenko by Padgett's bike. 38 was through there, but just not being picked up by the transponder. But Richard Charlton is through, number 42, 65, Michael Sweeney. There's number 2, Ryan Neen, and number 15, Nathan Harrison through. So Michael Sweeney, 65, 45 is Daniel Forbes, 37 Marcus Simpson, 44 Rob Hodson, and 22 Paul Jordan. And the 2 just through while we were going through that list, 26 Dennis Booth and 92 Jamie Williams. There is Michael Dunlop through, number 6, and there is the champion Dean Harrison. He is safely through. Let's go back out to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, I've just seen Jamie Coward making his way up the inside on Corner Cottage there. He certainly isn't hanging around at all on the Steadplan Racing Yamaha there. And it was only a few seconds, I think, after we made our way back to you, Tim. They really did seem to be making their way round in earnest, far more bunched up and in greater numbers, making their way through Maggie's Cottage round the corner and roaring off towards Church Bends as well. There is that gap yet again, but Jamie Coward seems to have caught that group at the front. 2 more emerge through Maggie's Cottage. There's numbers 31 and 14 as well. So last through there was Paul Cassidy on the Yamaha, and here's was 4 and 9 as well. So Sam West and Forrest Dunn through Corner Cottage as well, roaring their way up. Fantastic sound as they make their way back up the cogs through there. Here is number 7 with that distinctive pink helmet there. Davey Todd, Malenko by Padgett's Motorcycles. What can he, the Saltburn man, produce over the next few days? And there's numbers 42, 13, 65. So Michael Sweeney then followed not too far behind by Rob Hodson. Paul Jordan, 22 next, 38. There's Nathan Harrison, number 15, leading a gaggle of around 4 bikes, making their way through Corner Cottage as well. And now coming in and around, we also have numbers 26, that's Dennis Booth, and number 92 as well, that's Jamie Williams on the BMW. And here is Michael Dunlop, plenty of pace from him through Corner Cottage as he makes his way around. And here's Dean Harrison on the inside coming through. It's time to go back to you, Tim.
Well, it didn't take them too long to warm up, really, to speed. Jamie Coward, I can tell you, 108.005 miles per hour on his first timed lap back here at the Colas Billown course. So we are going to start to see an order beginning to appear. Davey Todd, 100.593 miles per hour to interview. And Michael Sweeney just putting a move in there to get ahead. Rob Hodson, 101.811. Mark Parrott also through at 102.774 miles per hour. Nathan Harrison just through at 102.012. Great action there. 92. Jamie Williams gets himself into 5th in the current provisional positions at 101.501. Adrian Kershaw has just gone through there, number 23 into 3rd. 102.822 miles per hour. But Michael Dunlop has now put himself quickest of all at 108.892 miles per hour. So obviously wait to see the likes of Dean Harrison and where they are in terms of times as well. But 2 of the big names that we are expecting to be near the front already are putting themselves up there. Michael Dunlop at 108.892 and Jamie Coward at 108.005. And then it's 4.5 miles slower for the 3rd. And that is number 46, Anthony Redmond, at 103.5. There's Jamie Coward through again, but no improvement on his lap time. And I have to note that our champion doesn't appear on the screens here. Dean Harrison hasn't registered a time. So Michael Dunlop is currently provisionally on pole position. So let's go back to you at Cross Four Ways. Robin, did Dean Harrison go through on that lap?
Haven't seen him at the moment, but here's Michael Dunlop, certainly not hanging around. Here is Dean Harrison, right on cue there, just in the midst of another little gaggle making their way through here. And next to through Maggie's Cottage, there's numbers 24 and 23. So it's Jonathan Perry and Adrian Kershaw making their way through. So yes, right on cue, Dunlop and Harrison, not too much between them amongst the crowd making their way. Here's 46, 78 and 19. So Jean-Pierre Pollot making his way through the back of that little trio, followed by number 10 coming through here. That's Michael Russell on the BMW as well. So what it seems to have been there is that Michael Dunlop, especially on that first lap, just seemed to find himself behind a little bit of a crowd of machines there. Might have just been able to release himself through Church Bends and Great Meadow just to start getting those times. It's certainly what Jamie Coward's done, making his way up the pack just to try and give himself a bit more fresh tarmac to get himself into there. So maybe that seems to be the case, that they're just finding those little pockets in the traffic to try and just open up the taps a little bit as number 99 and 81 make their way through. So Jeffrey Lunn and Alan Connor all the way through Corner Cottage as well, and another just making their way through Maggie's here. All alone is number 82, so that's one of the newcomers, Zach Ultron on the Suzuki. Just a couple of gaps opening up now in and around this area. So 64, Stephen McKnight. And back to you, Tim.
Yeah, I can confirm Dean Harrison safely through, not too far behind Michael Dunlop. number 4, Sam West, just appeared as if he was coming in, as is number 10, Michael Russell, both though having their left hand out, signalling that they were slowing down. So number 4 has retired, Sam West, and 10, Michael Russell, will also be coming back in down there, turning left and off the course at the club HQ. So we don't have a time for, unfortunately, for Dean Harrison, but Michael Dunlop and Jamie Coward was certainly quickest on the second lap. Coward's just gone through once again. Has completed now 4 laps. His quickest was on lap 2 at 108.005. But it is Michael Dunlop at 108.892 miles per hour who is quickest. Ryan Neen is up into third now at 105.056. And fourth is number 15, Nathan Harrison, at 104.886 miles per hour. But we have to, of course, factor in what Dean Harrison is doing. Must be a transponder issue with the bike, so that will be manually inputted into the result sheets later on. But just an issue, I think, with getting the automatic reading off his bike coming through for us. Mark Parrott safely through, and that was 14, Paul Cassidy. He's down in 15th at 101.241 miles per hour. There's a whole gaggle of bikes coming through now. Number 9 through, I can see there. Nathan Harrison, Rob Hodson, Michael Sweeney, and Michael Dunlop. And Dunlop has gone quicker. And there's Harrison just behind it, but Dunlop has put the marker up to 111.224 miles per hour. So they are not hanging back after 3 years being away from the Colas Billown course. Michael Dunlop, as far as we can tell, is provisionally on pole at 111.274 as the checkered flag is out here on the bypass. So these machines will be slowing down and coming in. That's Jonathan Perry through, Adrian Kershaw. There's Anthony Redmond through. Dennis Booth was also through. He's down in 19th at just under 100 miles an hour. So the top 18 have all lapped over the ton here on the return to racing. But quickest of all on the automatic timing is number 6, Michael Dunlop, at 111.274. Let's go to Chris Kinley.
Yes, a good times, Tim, quite right said, but no time for Dean Harrison. Any idea where he is out on circuit? I don't know if you can tell that now, but number 72, Gary Ford, newcomer, good time for him, 100.8003 for him. Other newcomers, Zach Holtram, 92.923, number 82, and another newcomer, Paul Guster, who works and also rides with us up at Andreas. He's in 32nd position, number 54 at 88.72, but that's a good lap by Michael Dunlop, isn't it, Tim? 111.274, and I tell you what, I know the guys at the pre-TT were going pretty hard, but it certainly opens your eyes up here when you see them flashing past here, and they're just about hitting top gear as you just go past us here now. Oh, hello. Oops, somebody's just missed the red flag, then gone straight on to stand by Ballakagan. That's the rider just gone through, and I'm just seeing who that is, actually. I think that was Alan Connor, number 81, I think. Number 64, Steve McKnight, he's just finished, as is number 99. There's 99 slotted to my list there. Jeff Lunn, 33rd for him, number 99, at 91.138 miles an hour. Paul Gartley just new as well. Good to see Paul here. Had a few travel issues, but Paul has managed to get himself here. Paul in 27th position, the number 28 machine, 97.639, and that was on their last lap. And I think Rob Hodson, or one of the top boys, you've just gone through to put a lap in, number 44. Is it possibly just across the line? 14, actually, yeah, Paul Cassidy. Yeah, it is 44. Rob Hodson gone through. Rob has just improved as well. Jamie Coward's has gone. Nathan Harrison just gone through. Ryan Dean's just gone through as well. And Michael Dunlop, yeah, 111.274. His kicks lap. There is Dean Harrison there. He's got a lap in. 110.817. Tim, back to you.
Yeah, Dean in second, so that's fourth. It was on lap 4 that he put the quickest in, but Dunlop also quickest on lap 4. Jamie Coward went quicker on that last lap there at 109.127. So it's 6 in first, then number 1 is in second, 36. Jamie Coward is in third. Fourth quickest, and again on that last lap, is number 7, Davy Todd, at 106.476 miles per hour. Fifth quickest, number 44, Rob Hodson, 106.401 miles per hour. Sixth place is number 15, Nathan Harrison, at 105.811 miles per hour. And seventh, number 2, Ryan Neen, at 105.726 miles per hour. And they all did that on that extra lap. They just nipped in ahead of the checkered flag coming out and got the bonus of that extra lap. So in eighth place is number 65, Michael Sweeney, at 105.199 miles per hour. Ninth place is number 31, Mark Parrott, at 104.840 miles per hour. 10th, number 22, Paul Jordan, at 103.701 miles per hour. 11th, number 46, Anthony Redmond, at 103.546 miles per hour. 12th, number 24, Jonathan Perry, 103.370 miles per hour. 13th, number 42, Richard Charlton, at 102.850. 14th, number 23, Adrian Kershaw, at 102.822 miles per hour. 15th was number 64, that's Stephen McKnight, at 101.999. In 16th, number 92, Jamie Williams, 101.501 miles per hour. 17th, number 14, Paul Cassidy, at 101.241 miles per hour. 18th is number 18, and that is Andy Saylor, 101.134. 19th is the quickest of the newcomers in this category, and that is number 72, Gary Ford, at 100.803 miles per hour. And then 20th was Forrest Dunn, just as the screen updates, because we will be moving on to the next class that are going to be out here, and that is, I'm just going to check my notes here now. So the second class, 647 to 701, so pretty much bang on time. It's the lightweight class, and these will be on the green plates. And let's just see if there's an update on whether they're beginning to get themselves ready to get out onto the Colas Billown course and rejoin Chris Kinley.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, I was just having a little look at the entry for this, and looking back over the years, the man who won this race in 2019, Dominic Urbanson, not here. Dominic, if you are listening back home, miss you, mate. We'll see you when you get back here, no doubt, at some point. Just seen Jonathan Perry third in this race in 2019, and Jamie Coward there, the number 36 machine, the 650 Kawasaki, the KTS Racing, powered by Steadplan machine. He's just made his way to the front. So the 250s, 700s, up to 700cc. There's actually a couple of 250s chucked in here as well. So keep a little eye out for those guys. I think the gates will be up very, very shortly. Who's on a 250? Number 70, Connor Wade, it says on a 250. Number 11, Dan Sale, I can see there, Dan, on number 11 machine, about to go out in the green plates, RS 250. Who else on a 250? Tom Snow, number 25. Also Connor Wade, number 17, as we mentioned. 83, local man, Gareth Arnold, as number 9, I think there's Forrest Dunn, just goes past us on his little 660 Aprilia. Just went well, of course, at the Northwest and at the TT with Lee Johnson on board. Little 400 Kawasaki there as well for Brad Wilson, number 91. So a mixture really, 250s, 400s. I think Tom Snow, yeah, Tom's on. It says on. He said he's on a 250 Honda, but it is, of course, the Moto 3 machine that he's on. Okay, the NSF 250R. So it's not a 250 that he would normally run. That's the Falcon machine that he's ridden for quite a few years now. So it's all got a little bit quiet. Well, these twins get ready to go. These are a heck of a noise as you're coming out of Ballabeg. Kind of very reminiscent of when you go through Kurt Michael on the Isle of Man TT course. So who's going to be at the front? So see Anthony Redmond there, number 46, one of our local guys. Him and his young fella racing up there at Derby. Next meeting up there is the end of July. It's going to be a day and a half meeting. Get the dates and we'll give it to you as we go throughout this week, and hopefully we'll have you over for the 3 more events we have up there. So machine starting to roll forward. And number 70 machine of Connor Wade, the World Care Industries RS250 lad from Hitchin. looks a nice smart machine. Just turn that off, doesn't want to get too hot. That little rumbling machine you hear just in the background is the number 25 bike of Tom Snow. He's just trying to get himself forward. The gate to be open, machine to be heading out. The 250's up to 700cc now on the twins. As they head out. Hi Carl, how are you? Nice to see you. 29. That's a nicely paired machine. That Gary Broughton, the 660 Aprilia, the Midlands Superbike Performance machine. He's from Leicester. Number 11 just having a few problems, just getting him fired up there. Dan Sale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Aprilias in the field. So that's good to see, considering you can't really get any performance bits for them as of yet. Dan Sale's machine has fired up. We're just keeping an eye on that. And keep an eye on the machine. Where's he gone there now? I looked at it before and I found it. Yeah, Barry Ferber, number 61. I spoke to Barry at the TT about this bike. He's running one of those 689 and 700 Yamahas. So look out for that machine out there as well, for lad from Bishop's Castle. So the 250s up to 700s, lightweights with the green plates are making their way around the Colas Billown circuit. Let's add to Cross Four Ways, Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Just making a good look down the eye line that I've got from here. Just waiting to see that as the sun just comes back out again on this glorious evening over at Cross Four Ways and around the south of the island there. But yeah, plenty to see as they make their way further down. I think I could just about hear them in the distance, so they're not going to be too far, I don't think, if my ears do not deceive me. In and around through Ballabeg and coming over to Ballawhetstone. In fact, way ahead of that. My calculations right off there through Maggie's Cottage. There's number 22. So that's Paul Jordan on the 650 Kawasaki first through, followed by number 61. There he is, Barry Ferber on the 689 Yamaha. Number 63 as well. It's Mike Mates, 650 Kawasaki. So two of the more powerful ones on the grid there. Followed by number 44. Little crackle there from Rob Hodson on the 650 Dapperbet Racing Kawasaki. And 59. 43 making their way through in earnest now. Here's number 40 as well. Reese Thomas, number 39, and there's number 36 backing it up. Jamie Coward on the KTS Racing machine. Fantastic on the way through. There's number 9 as well there. So Forrest Dunn, number 85. I just couldn't quite get a glimpse of that one on the way back there. I believe that was number 41. Anyway, Russell Brook. Make their way around Corner Cottage there. So the bulk of the group, I think, there just in the last few seconds on their way through, as here comes number 53 as well. I believe it's time to go back to you, Tim.
Yep, bike emerges over School Hill Rise. And that is number 22, Paul Jordan. And number 61, Barry Ferber. Two more into view. Great noises. 63, Mike Mace safely through there, and 44, Rob Hodson. That's 59, Mark Colvin. 3 together there. 36, Jamie Coward. 40, Reese Hardesty. And 43, Steve Moody. That was Matt Milcrease, number 39. Through there. Number 9, Forrest Dunn. Through. 24, Jonathan Perry. And 85, Andy Whale. Two just having a little dice over the hill. Almost crossing the line at the same time there. 66, Stephen Tobin, and 41, Russell Brook. More into view. So those four were 53, Colin Croft, 23, Adrian Kershaw, 20, Jack Fowler, and 14, Paul Cassidy. And 3 more through now. 58 is Brian Fuge, and 89, Ryan Whitehall, and number 50, Mark Jackson. And that is the decorator through. Billy Cummins, number 56. Let's go back to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Right on cue, Tim. Yep, making their way through Maggie's Cottage here. Here is Paul Jordan. Got himself a little bit of space out in front as he just makes his way down, shoulder down into Corner Cottage and through. Number 22 there, followed by number 61. There is Barry Ferber on the 689 Yamaha, and Rob Hodson as well. That Dapperbet Racing, that number 44 Dapperbet Racing sounds fantastic through there as it rolls up to Church Bends as well. 2 more almost together, 63 and 36. So that's Mike Mason, Jamie Coward, through number 2, number 59, Mark Colvin. 698 Kawasaki, an injury he's on, so that's one of the more powerful ones. followed by number 40. There's Reese Hardesty, 6:50, 43 and 24 as well. So that's Jonathan Perry behind Steve Moody, 39.9 as well through there. Matt Milcreast and Forrest Dunn on that 6:60 Aprilia as well. So a bit more gaps opening up. Time to go back to you, Tim.
Yeah, I can tell you I've had 39 bikes through here so far. But we will get the first times now of the leaders as they come across here. The start and finish line, and Paul Jordan's through at 100.466 miles per hour, but Rob Hodgson's just gone quicker at 101.406 miles per hour to grab a provisional pole very early doors, but he's lost it. That's how quick that can go. Jamie Coward now has gone at 102.319. Mark Colbert and Mike Mace most safely through. Reese Hardesty as well. And that was Jonathan Perry. He's just shy of the 100, but the top three all over the 100 so far. Number 9, Forrest Dunn, safely through, as is 43, Steve Moody, and number 39, Matt Milcreast. But it is Jamie Coward that set the quickest so far. Number 36 at 102.319 miles per hour. Second is number 44, Rob Hodgson at 101.406. Third is number 22, Paul Jordan at 100.466. Then it's in fourth, number 24, Jonathan Perry, and then Barry Ferber in fifth. Let's go back to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Just a 79 and 10 go through there. So that's Denzel Weevil and Michael Russell. Number 91 as well. That's Bradley Wilson through as well. And then one all alone through Maggie's Cottage here. That's number 25. So that's one of the 250s, Tom Snow. That Falcon Electrical there. And numbers 35. 11 here, number 22. There is Paul Jordan, certainly getting the most out of that thing, coming through Corner Cottage and making his way further forward. So maybe that good time isn't a surprise. 86, there's Rob Hodgson, number 44 as well, following closely behind number 61. Barry Ferber, Jamie Coward as well, down into that right-hander, number 36, 29, 87 through there as well. So that's Gary Broughton, and that's Paul Magne, one of the newcomers as well. 59, Mark Colden on one of the more powerful machines in there. Number 40 as well, Reese Hardesty. 650, Kawasaki as well, 63 and 24 as well. So Mike Mace and Jonathan Perry through there. So you can see the effort that's going in from the likes of Jordan, Hodgson and Coward. There goes number 43 as well. So that's Steve Moody on the 659 Aprilia, and number 9, Forrest Dunn, making his way through also. And 39, Matt Milcreast is through Corner Cottage as well. So you can see the pace that these guys at the top have been carrying on those opening laps. It's certainly telling down here at Cross Four Ways as well. Number 23 is through there, Adrian Kershaw. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, number 22, Paul Jordan's through, as is 44, Rob Hodgson, and that is Jamie Coward. But they've not gone better than they did on that second lap. So it's still the same times and speeds, but Coward remains top of the pile at 102.319 miles per hour. Great action there with Reese Hardesty and Mark Colvin at very close quarters as they went across the line. Jonathan Perry remains in fourth, but again, they haven't gone quicker. Reese Hardesty and Mark Colvin have, but they've been probably dicing all the way around on that third lap, the second timed lap for them. So it is 36, Jamie Coward, 102.319. Second is 44, Rob Hodgson at 101.406. Third is number 22, Paul Jordan, 100.466 for him. Fourth is number 24, Jonathan Perry at 99.588 miles per hour. More riders go past. Fifth is number 61, Barry Ferber at 97.937. Sixth, number 40, Reese Hardesty at 97.569. Seventh, number 23, Adrian Kershaw. He went at 97.328 miles per hour. Eighth is number 59, Mark Colvin at 96.411 miles per hour. Ninth, number 46, Anthony Redmond, who's just gone through again. And Steve McKnight, in fact, has gone up into ninth and relegated Anthony Redmond to 10th. Let's go back to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, Paul Jordan, Jamie Coward and Rob Hodson all through there as 4 make their way through, and at the back of that is number 35, that's Adrian Scaife, and the 249 FTR Moto 3 as well. So the 3 fronters, as it stands anyway, all making their way through, and certainly still with plenty of haste coming through cross four-ways here. Here's 59 Mark Colvin, number 40 as well. Reese Hardesty maybe just had a little look on the inside, but thought against it at the end of the day, and as they both make their way round Corner Cottage up towards Church Bends there. One all alone through Maggie's Cottage here, and that's at number 86. So that's Oliver Dean on the 660 Jenga Shipping Aprilia as well. The Wakefield man on his way through, and then 3 almost together. Nice little manoeuvre here to get to the front of the pack by number 43. That's Steve Moody making his way through 4 through there into Corner Cottage, and number 24 now as well. Jonathan Perry bringing it down. 39 and 23 as well. So that's Macknell Creased and Adrian Kershaw roaring their way up to Church Bends as well. Nice little bit of work from number 43 there. Steve Moody, and here's 20 and 14 as well. So that's Paul Cassidy on the Heater Kawasaki, the man from Castletown. And then with a bit of space here, number 85, one of the newcomers, of course, that's Andy Whale on the 660 Aprilia, man from Birmingham as well. So that's that group all the way through and up towards Church Bends as well. Rolling their way through the sunshine here as number 41 making their way. And there's Russell Brook, followed by number 46, Anthony Redmond. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, all the leaders through again, but again, no improvement on their time set on the second lap. So Jamie Coward still is on provisional pole, number 36. That's 43, Steve Moody, the second of those riders. A load of newcomers going through there. Jonathan Perry was through too, but it is still 36, Jamie Coward, 102.319. Second, number 44, Rob Hodson at 101.406. And third, number 22, Paul Jordan, who's at the head of the field in terms of circulating at 100.466. Fourth then is 24, Jonathan Perry. Fifth, number 61, Barry Ferber. Sixth, number 40, Reese Hardesty. Seventh, number 23, Adrian Kershaw. As 46, Anthony Redmond is through. The checkered flag is now out. So let's go out for the last time on the with this particular practice, the lightweights. Let's go back out to Rob at Cross Fourways.
Yes, number 25 comes through. Tom Snow on the 250. The front 3 all through as well. Much closer together, I might add, as well. So a bit more bunched up as they made their way through Corner Cottage. There's number 47, Andrew Castle. Number 40 as well, Reese Hardesty. 59, Mark Colvin. Number 35 as well. It's Adrian Scaife, another one of those 250 category. There's number 91 as well. That's Bradley Wilson on the 400 Kawasaki, the man from Swanwick. But yeah, the front 3 seem to just bunch up a little bit more as they made their way through. Here's number 79's through as well. So that's Denzel Weevil on the 650 Kawasaki, the man from Huddersfield, of course. You say there, Tim, they haven't improved on their times, but it certainly seems that the gap, as I said, has been closed up a little bit now through Maggie's Cottage. Let's get back to this. Number 24 as well. Plenty of pace there from Jonathan Perry. Back to you, Tim.
Well, they have gone quicker on that last lap. But it's still the order as before. Jamie Coward's put in 102.544 miles per hour. And second, 44, Rob Hodson at 102.106. And number 22, Paul Jordan is in third at 100.917. All set there on that last lap as they cross the line for the checkered flag. Very noticeable that some of the midfield and newcomers will be really slowing as they identify the checkered flag. But the likes of Coward, Hodson and Jordan were really on it until they actually crossed the line before slowing down and going back towards the club HQ. And the paddock 79 crosses the line across there, and that is Denzel Weevil, the man from Huddersfield. Jonathan Perry just through as well. He stays in fourth, number 24 at 99.588 miles per hour. Fifth, 61, Barry Ferber. Sixth, number 40, Reese Hardesty. Seventh, number 23, Adrian Kershaw. Eighth, number 59, Mark Colvin. Ninth, number 64, Stephen McKnight. 10th, number 14, Paul Cassidy. 11th, number 20, Jack Fowler. 12th, number 46, Anthony Redmond. 13th, number 10, Michael Russell. 14th, number 9, Forrest Dunn. 15th, number 43, Steve Moody. 16th, number 83, Gareth Arnold. 17th, number 39, Matt Milcreast. 18th, number 11, Dan Sale. 19th, number 63, Mike Mace. 20th, number 25, Tom Snow. 21st, number 97, and 97 is the newcomer Anthony O'Carroll from Tralee, and 22nd, number 85, Andy Whale. As 63 just safely across the line there, Mike Mace stays in 19th. That lap of his, 90.365 miles per hour set on the second lap. So that brings the second time session to a close, the lightweight class on the green plates. We've now got two 600cc Supersport classes. The first to go out are the white plated 600cc's, and then we've got the yellow plates to follow. Then we'll go back to having the 1100cc class on the red plates. That'll be followed by the second session for the lightweights who've just concluded their first session now. And at 8:53 or so is when we will see the sidecars in action as they celebrate 60 years of racing in the three-wheel category at the Colas Billown course. So the road gone very quiet here, but the sun is starting to really come out now, and the clouds break away. And tell you what, walking around the paddock and chatting to the teams and riders earlier this afternoon, it was mainly cloudy, but as soon as the sun came out, my goodness, the temperature ramped up considerably. It's not cold, it's very comfortable, even with the cloudy conditions, but the sun coming out. And we've just, of course, got this Met Office heat wave warning for extreme temperatures that's been issued across there in England, particularly more, I would imagine, the southern areas of England. But it's going to get baking down there. But the forecast, as Chris alluded to earlier here, is good. Maybe a few spits and spots of something tomorrow morning. Dry roads as got the course car coming through, and a few of the stragglers that maybe stopped out on course but are able to make their way back are through. Number 9 across the line there. That was Forrest Dunn, the Darley the Abbey rider on that lovely Aprilia. Second course inspection car goes through as well. And just hoving into view now is one of the travelling marshals down here that do such a sterling job to make sure that things run safely down here at the Southern 100 down in the south of the Isle of Man. And if you've never been before, they really do earn the title, the Friendly Racers. 67 years we've been going, but the significant celebration is that 60 years for the sidecars. So we look forward now to the two Supersport classes with the white plates and the yellow plates going in that order. So the white plates first, and they are due out at 7:29. The recovery vehicle, of course, will be going out as they've had those two sessions, and that'll be bringing machines that have broken down during this first two practice sessions that we've had back to the paddock for the mechanics to obviously try and discover what's gone wrong, and even more importantly, try and fix what's going on. So the rest of the week is the first time, I think, that we've done this practice session on the Monday evening on Manx Radio, but we have got Southern 100 radio on Manx Radio, powered by the Isle of Man steam packet, in action for the first time, a dedicated radio station for the friendly racers down here in the south of the Isle of Man. And just a reminder, the ways that you can listen: AM 1368, which has been the staple really for road racing commentary on Manx Radio for, well, right back to the very beginning. FM 87.9 is another option around the course that you can tune in to. And of course, we've got the digital frequency, which if you go to the online and go to the Manx Radio website, you've got the three options of listening. There's FM, there's AM, and then digital. And of course, you can do that on your smartphone as well. as well. So through until Thursday evening, because of course Thursday is the big race day with racing in the morning and the afternoon. Yeah, there's going to be repeated commentaries, I think. Some archive commentaries being played. You'll be able to catch up on all that's happened during the practices and races overnight, as well as, of course, some really good festival music to keep you entertained. So it's the first time that the Radio TT effect has come down to Billown with a dedicated radio station, Southern 100 Radio on Manx Radio, powered by the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company. So tomorrow we will have the same road closure times again, 6:05 until no later than 9:40. But ideally, we're done usually around 9:10 or so. But we will then have solo non-qualifiers out there. We'll have the Supersport 600 and both classes of that, and the sidecars. But then at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening is the first race of the 2022 meeting. It's the Mike Carouche Plumbing and Heating lightweight race over 6 laps. And that's followed by race 2, which is the Peel Holdings senior race. Full evening of racing again at the same times on Wednesday. And then it's the big championship day on Thursday. Let's go down to Chris Kinley.
Thanks very much, Tim. Yeah, just having a quick chat there to Paul Gartler. Hand back to you, Tim, for a moment, because I think just a few technical issues down here we'll sort out. We're back. Come back in a sec.
No problem at all. So we will, as soon as we get the nod, go back to Chris. So yes, the racing on Wednesday, the 13th of July. The first race will be the Ellen Van Infield senior race over 7 laps. 7:05 on Wednesday, we'll have race 4B, which is the JCK 600cc B race. That's followed at 7:40 by the A race, the Radcliffe Butchers 600cc race. All those first 3 races over 7 laps, and then we will finish at 8:30 start time for race 5, the Ace Hire sidecar race over 6 laps. Just a reminder that Thursday we've got 5 races in the morning, starting at 10 to 10. The road closures, just worth signalling those up for Thursday, 9:30 until 12:45 p.m. Possibly open a bit before that if things run to schedule. And then the roads will open, but just for 3/4 of an hour, just to relieve the pressure on people heading south or trying to get from the south further to other parts of the island. The afternoon closure is at 1:30 through until no later than around 4:45 p.m. And then we have the 2 championship races over 9 and 8 laps respectively. Sidecars, the last of those, and the big open air prize presentation on Thursday evening. Plenty to look forward to, but let's go back to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, hopefully now my knobs have sorted themselves out. What it is, I carry a backpack around with a bit of kit in it. And for some strange reason, even though it's facing outwards, not facing anywhere near me, it kind of turned itself down. It's twice it's done it now, so we're going to have a word with it. I'm going to go and have a quick word if I can with Mark Jackson if I can. We'll grab a quick word with him and see what he does. Does he talk? Mark, welcome to the Isle of Man. What do you make of the Southern 100?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. Proper enjoying it.
Obviously being a lot of, being taught a lot by Chris Palmer as well.
Oh, yeah, it was a good coach. Went round last night in the van. Yeah, it was a good little John.
What was it like on your Newcomers laps?
Sort of bumpy, I think, actually. I'd probably say bumpy. But yeah, it was brilliant. Really enjoyed it.
Just going to fuel her up and go again?
Yeah, just going to do that and off we go a bit quicker.
All right, what sort of lap time did you do, do you know?
I did a 2:57, so hopefully knock a few seconds off of that.
Okay, we'll let you get back to your fuel.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cheers. Cheers, thank you very much for that. And I think the thing is turned itself up incredibly loud again. I think it has, Simon, if you can just tell me that you're here or not, but it has gone really loud my end. So I'll just hand it back to you and we'll fix it. Well, I'll fix it anyway. Simon, back to Tim, please.
Oh dear, yes, he did go loud and dropped a little bit of volume before. I have seen the recovery van just cross the bridge, and here it is now coming into view, and it will be loaded up with whichever amount of machinery didn't quite make it to the end of the lap and returning. unaided. So a little wave from the driver there to the flag marshal and the marshals here at the start finish. So the recovery vehicle, is it just one or two? We're not sure that have gone out. I know that one will have gone out. In fact, I can now tell you it is two, because a second recovery vehicle, as we look basically up the railway line towards Castletown railway station, and they cross the bridge, and we can see through the metal fencing there any riders and machinery that comes through. And here is the second of the recovery for hire vehicles that's coming through. See if we get away from the driver this time. Indeed we do, and the passenger that time. So the award for the waving goes to the second of those recovery vehicles. So now with them hopefully back with machinery back at the paddock, we will go towards the 600cc practices. Two of them, as I say, starting with the white plates, and then we have the yellow plates in the second of the 600cc classes. And then the big bikes back out again. So hopefully, if there were any of the bigger bikes that are broken down, and it wasn't something that is pretty terminal, they'll be able to maybe get that fixed and out again for the second practice session for the 1100cc bikes. So let's check with Chris Kinley and see if the issues have been sorted with the equipment in the bag or not. Chris.
Well, we'll try, Tim. We'll have a little go on it. Machines are now making their way forward with the white plates on number 79 and number 73. Just numbers at the moment. 75 there. John O'Perry just wheeling the number 75 bike out. 75 is Dan Capper on the CBR 600. 25 just about to go out as well on an R6. This time that's Tom Snow. Number 90 also about to leave us as well. That's Craig Houghton, I beg your pardon. 78. That's R6 is done our foot nice, you know. David Brook, 53. Crofty, he's had a bit of a problem with the other bike and he managed to get himself back, sprinted back. 86 is next. 86, let's have a little look as I'm doing that on the lean. That's Ollie Dean, that is Oliver Dean. 86 is about to go out, as is 97. Good to see number 8, Russ Mountford, back, by the way. Monty, a regular competitor around here for many, many years. Had a bit of a big do at Macau a few years ago, and he's done a bit more racing across in the UK. But machines are now making their way, and I'm pretty sure they won't be too far away from getting themselves out on track. In fact, yeah, machines are now out on the circuit, Tim, and we'll hand over to you, Rob, at Cross Four Ways, while we try to get more technical once more with this box in a bag. Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I don't know if it's the dials on this slightly inconsistent bag of yours, or if Mark, I should say, was just incredibly loud. I'm sure Mark will be able to provide some clarity on that. But good to hear from him, nonetheless. Hopefully you get all those technical gubbins sorted over at your end, but you just hear them just about in the distance. So they'll be the ones who have just made their way out. Some of the ones that Chris have just mentioned there, but calm and tranquil, I should say, down at Cross Four Ways as it stands. But it's about to not be. A bit more noise. 2 through Maggie's cottage here. On those white plates, that's numbers 52 and 38. About a bike length between them. And that is Brian Clark, Gilbert, I think that is through there. 33 and 66, 66 on the inside there. Number 74 behind that. 67 and 57 as well, followed by 84. And there's number 26 as well. That's Dennis Booth on the 600 Kawasaki, the man from Ballymena as well. So there's the first group through. 2 more emerge through the dip and round up to Corner Cottage here. 45 and 62 as well. So that's Daniel Forbes and Edward Hosker. And 54 and 99 as well. Almost going 2 by 2 here. So Paul Turner, that's number 54. Number 99 is Jeffrey Lund making his way through. And 3 together now. 79, 73 and 58. All out and round Corner Cottage, and I'll go and look at the pace towards Church Bends there. And number 47, that's Andrew Castle, the man from Skopik on the 600 Kawasaki. 78 and 90 on the way through as well. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, 38 and 52, Don Gilbert and Brian Clark through. There's 66, Stephen Tobin. Clarksby, 74, Aaron Hughes, 26, Dennis Booth, and 84, Lewis Arrowsmith, and Kerry Morgan, number 67, is through as well. 45 through. That's Daniel Forbes, the 10th machine to cross the start-finish line. 62, Edward Hosker, and 99, Jeffrey Lunn are through, and that was Paul Turner, the newcomer. So 3 of the newcomers are through here. 73 is Jack Petrie. 58, Brian Fuge. 79, Denzel Weevil through. That's 47, Andrew Castle. 78, David Brook, and 90, Craig Houtner through. There's 41, Russell Brook, the newcomer. Green flag being displayed up at the top. There's 2 more machines almost side by side come through. And that was 25, Tom Snow, and 53, Colin Croft. Let's go back to cross 4 ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We've just had the last pack on their way through, but we can just see the latest making their way over the horizon. One all alone here, making the way here. We come through Maggie's Cottage as well, down through the gate. Followed a couple of seconds back here, number 52. So that's Brian Clark, number 66 as well through that. Stephen Tobin, the man from Kinsale, 57 through Corner Cottage now, and that's Kevin Barsby. And now group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26, 50, 33. Couldn't quite get those last 2 there. Just I was craning over my right shoulder there to look around Corner Cottage, but 5 through Corner Cottage there, followed by one all alone here, 45. So that's Daniel Forbes on the Suzuki, the man from Leeds. And then as well coming down through the gears now, number 67. That's Kerry Morgan as well from Blackburn on the Triumph Daytona, 99 and 62 as well. Hosker, number 62, 99, Jeffrey Lunn. There's 54 and 73 as well. So Paul Turner in there along with Jack Petrie, and number 58 also through as well. So that's Brian Fidge. And 2 more coming through Maggie's Cottage here, 79 and 78, followed closely by 2 more. There's 90, 47 as well. So the back of that little pack is Andrew Castle as well. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, good exercise in us being able to work out the timings. Just listen to these 4 go through. But Don Gilbert's safety through is the quickest so far, number 38 at 95.600 miles per hour. That's the new number 45, Daniel Forbes. He slots into 5th. 2nd is number 66, Stephen Tobin. 3rd is number 57, Kevin Bardsby. But there's very, very little between those 3. And indeed, the man in 4th, number 26, Dennis Booth. Now, how this is going to work is that race 4A, which is down to take place on Wednesday evening, the B race will take place, followed by the A race. Now, the fastest 26 plus 4 nominated by the club of whichever plate they're on will be starting the A race, which will be the Radcliffe Butchers 600cc race. And then the others, it'll be the next 30 or so will qualify for the consolation race. So that is how this class is going to work. But it's Don Gilbert.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. 38 just making their way through there. So that's Don Gilbert on the Kawasaki there as well. A bit more of a gap now opening up through Maggie's Cottage, number 66. So that's Stephen Tobin, and then 3 together here. So we've got a 57 just through on the inside, 52 and 26 as well there. So number 57 there. That was Kevin Barsby, a nice little maneuver on the inside, opening himself a bit more space. Now we've got 74, 50, 84 and 33 all in close proximity through Corner Cottage, and just a couple of seconds back from there is number 45. So that's Daniel Forbes on his way through as well, and now the gap opens up there. That's the interesting thing, is they're trying to free yourself of that traffic in and around you just to try and get a little bit of space, just to add a little bit of grunt down the straights as number 99 comes through as well. That's Jeffrey Lunn on the 599 Yamaha, the R6. Number 73 as well down through the cogs, Jack Petrie, more emerging down through the dip. There's number 62 as well, that's Edward Hosker. 54, 58, and 67. So that's Paul Turner, Brian Ford, and Kerry Morgan all the way through as well. Number 90's through as well. Back to you, Tim.
Thanks very much, Rob. Yeah, and the first few bikes have gone through, and we now have a new fastest lap, and it's number 26, Dennis Booth. Oh, my word, 4 together. That was Lewis Arrowsmith, Mark Jackson, and Kieran Brocky and Aaron Hughes giving us some tremendous entertainment on the bypass. But Dennis Booth has stretched a lead out here, 98.475 miles per hour on that last lap. Second is number 66 now, Stephen Tobin, at 96.489. And then in third, it's number 38, Don Gilbert, with that second lap time. Speed of 95.600. Fourth is number 57, Kevin Bardsby. Fifth, number 61, Barry Ferber. Sixth, number 45, Daniel Forbes. Seventh, going well, number 20, Jack Fowler. In eighth is number 89, Ryan Whitehall. Ninth, number 73, Jack Petrie. And 10th, number 53, Colin Croft. Then it's 25, Tom Snow in 11th. 12th, number 90, Craig Houghton. 13th, number 78. And I can tell you that number 61, Barry Ferber, has slotted himself into second quickest at 97.355 miles per hour. So Booth from Ferber, from Tobin. Let's go out to cross four ways. And Rob.
Thanks, Tim. We just had Don Gilbert through number 38. And here is your leader at the moment, number 26, Dennis Booth, followed closely by number 86 there as well. Oliver Dean Booth not hanging around, 48 and 57. Very close together as they make their way through 52 through cross four ways as well. That's Brian Clark, but Dennis Booth certainly not hanging around there. Neither was Don Gilbert, who still just has a bit of that fresh tarmac in front of him. More together here, 50, 74, 84, 33 and 45. So Daniel Forbes just made a bit of ground to get himself in and behind that trio as they make their way out and past Corner Cottage, roaring away from us there. Just having a look over my left shoulder, certainly all of them picking up the pace there. Who's the next to emerge through the sunshine down into the dip? Through Maggie's Cottage, here we go. Just getting a nice little glimpse here of number 99. So that's Jeffrey Lunn. Down through that right-hander and number 73 as well. So that's Jack Petrie, who's going well at the moment, the man from Christchurch as well. So, yeah, Dennis Booth certainly picking up the pace, going through cross four ways here as three others emerge through the dip, and a fourth as well, led by number 62, and then 58, 78, 90 on the way through as well. 54 down to cross four ways here as well. That's Paul Turner. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, the man is second. Stephen Tobin has gone quicker on that last lap, 97.648 miles per hour. As three go through again together, all newcomers, Mark Jackson, Lewis Arrowsmith and Aaron Hughes. 45, Daniel Forbes has moved up into fifth position at 95.645 miles per hour, but it's still Dennis Booth who's been quickest, number 26 at 98.475 miles per hour. Tobin then improving and closing in. He's only around about 0.8 down on Booth. He's in second. Third is number 61, Barry Ferber. We wait for him to come through on his fourth lap. Fourth is number 20, Jack Fowler. Fifth, number 45, that's Daniel Forbes. Sixth is number 38, Don Gilbert, who for a long time was there at the top. And the checkered flag is now out. And Barry Ferber has moved, despite even slowing down there, as the first to go over the 100, 100.073 to be the quickest. 53 and 25 through there. That's Colin Croft and Tom Snow. They're down in 13th and 14th, respectively. There's Jack Fowler moving into second place. Number 20, 99.293. And number 97, what a lap that is from the newcomer, Anthony O'Carroll. He has gone into fifth position with a 96.168 mile per hour lap on that fourth and final circuit. Third, then 26, Dennis Booth. Fourth, number 66, Stephen Tobin. Fifth, number 97, Anthony O'Carroll. Sixth is number 45, Daniel Forbes. Seventh, and was a long time sitting there at 95.6 at the top of the pile, but he's not improved since doing that on the second lap. Don Gilbert. He is in 7th. Let's go to Chris Kinley.
Yes, Tim, thank you very much for that. Hopefully technical issues all now sorted. And thanks to Richard and John Byrne here on the gate. They give me a cup of tea, as you can tell. I'm just in the middle of it. It's great. Justine Harrison's here as well. Tell you what I'll do. Richard, just hold on to that for a moment. Live radio in the midst. So maybe a quick word with our current champion here. Dino's here. Big smile on the face. Dino, lovely to see you back on the island. Good to be back at billown, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to roll around. The weather's nice tonight, so it's ready to go, really. I feel good. I had a roll around earlier on the superbike. That worked really well straight away, so just dialing yourself back in, really.
Is you running Superbike or Superstock?
That's my superbike. Same bike as the other TT. Yeah.
Same. What about the little 600 now?
Same bike again, TT, yeah. So he's very familiar with the bikes. So I'm looking forward to getting a few laps on the 600 now. I like running the 600. It's good fun.
And you've been doing a lot of riding in the British Championship as well. Going okay? Happy with that?
Yeah, he's chipping away with that. So results aren't too bad. So back there the week next. No, I'm sorry. I'm doing the Manx 2-day trial this weekend.
Oh, right. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm passenger in the Sidecar this weekend. The Manx 2-day.
Who for?
Mr. Tom Knight. Is he?
Oh yeah. Right. Oh.
So I had a bit of fun this weekend. So I've been a Sidecar passenger. It means I can go drink beer and then get the Sidecar the next day, because that's what Sidecar passengers do apparently.
I'll ask your dad that. Yeah.
So no, I'm joking. No, so I've got that this week, and then Brands the following weekend for the next round of BSB.
Busy boy.
Yeah, plenty to do.
What about the big bike? Any changes you're going to make to that before you head back out again on it?
Yeah, I've made a couple of changes to try and make it a little bit easier. I'm not going to bore you to death with that, but no, just keep chipping away with it.
What about this? What about the circuit? How's it looking?
Good. The circuit were clean as a whistle. People were lined around the whole way around, so it's good to see.
Good to see you back, Dean.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dean Harrison there, our course solo champion at the moment. Good to have a quick word with Dean. More boys will be getting ready to go out in the 600B session. And we must keep a note of the times, Tim, because I'm not sure if the times are going to stay up on your screen. And I think you've got Michael Dunlop out in this one. You've got Michael Sweeney out in this one as well. You're going to have Davey Todd on his 600 Malenka by Padgett's Biking. Clive Padgett there looking quite studious as he always is, just thinking through things. I'm pretty sure Clive will be just going through his head all the stuff he's had to do today. Who else can we look at in this for? Nathan Harrison, I'm pretty sure he'll go quite well in this too. Joe Yerdsley, newcomer, of course, number 21. Rode here in the pre-TT class. That seems an absolute age ago, doesn't it? And we're not too far away from the Manx Grand Prix, which is not too far either. In the midst of that, of course, we've got the Armoy Road Races. I know a lot of the lads are at Walderstown. Good to see that back as well. And what about that news today, Tim and Rob, both while you two are there on the news about Derek Shields going to be riding for McAdoo this weekend? That's a great signing for that team, of course. Lots of pedigree with that team throughout many moons. And, of course, here at billown too, Bob Jackson, Ryan Farquhar, James Cowton, etc., all riding for that team. So, yeah, good to see that Derek Shields always has a good ride, does Derek, and he's a pretty fast rider as well. So good news there from the Derek Shields camp. So Dean Harrison looking quite relaxed over there. Michael Dunlop looking very, very relaxed. A couple of wins over there at Walderstown at the weekend. And I'll cut to Michael Sweeney a bit earlier on. Said, how did you manage to get here? He says, we had to go from Dublin down to Holyhead up to Liverpool, and then Liverpool over to here, such as that. And of course, you got the Armoy Road Races at the end of July, and Big Bill Kennedy and all the boys are there as well. I just got told something with headphones which I completely missed, Simon. Sorry about that, because I'm looking at about 20 different things at once here. I think we'll hand back to Tim, I think it was it?
I can just tell you, Chris, that the course cars are back and they've completed their lap of inspection, so we should be underway pretty soon.
Yeah, Davey Todd has to be one of the coolest mans in the paddock. And through his own admission, with the interview that he did with Dave Moore, about the TT when he was kind of not in a good place, and then he got himself back into that good place again. He's nice and chilled. I've seen him cycling around here, around the area on his pedal bike a little bit earlier on today. And he's just posing there now for a couple of photographs with a couple of young fellas, which is great to see. And of course, it's an open paddock down here. For those who haven't been down here before, there's no admission to get in the paddock. You just got to obviously watch what you're doing, watch where you're going, but you can just have a wander around willy-nilly, speak to the riders, speak to the teams. Like then they've just taken all the pictures with a couple of young lads there. They're all quite happy to do that, all very accommodating. This is why this is the friendly races. So the riders are just pacing a little bit here. Dennis Burge just come back, and I think Dennis, you said, was second or maybe third quickest in that last practice session there. but no movement as of yet. The gate's still closed at the moment. We'll hopefully get it open in a minute or two, and we'll get underway for this 600 practice session number 2. Dean Harris has not even got the lid on yet, so no sign of yet. Looking forward to the sidecar practice a little bit later on. Dennis Booth is back. I might have a quick word with Dennis if I can. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab me tea from Richard, and I'm going to walk. Thank you. I'll grab me tea off you on the way past. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Burnsy, as well. John Byrne, like our colleague Dave Moore's a big Everton fan, and I was having a big chat to him about Everton staying in the Premiership and Leeds not. I think that was right, wasn't it, Tim? I think something like that. Anyway, I don't know. It's only football. That's the thing. I'm going to have a word with Dennis Booth if I can. I've been given a cup of tea, Dennis, and I've got to walk and I've got to drink at the same time. 600 went well. Den, nice to see you back here.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. Yeah, it's just I always enjoy around here. You've seen over here at the pre-TT, and yeah, bikes meant there's newcomers there, and you have to give them respect, and they you just can't. But bikes going fine. Yeah.
What about yourself?
I'm not even going to say it. You always
you better not.
No, you always ask me that, but no, happy enough. I enjoy riding the both bikes around here. The big bike and that, and it's a fantastic circuit. The club does a fantastic job every year, and enjoying riding my motorbike.
I'm going to ask you this question: how many years is it now you've been riding? Not as long as Paul Cranston, obviously, but quite a few years, eh?
I think I started in short circuits back in 1996, 97,
okay.
In around that, but I didn't come to the roads to 2000, in around that there. So yeah, I just stayed at the circuits, never really had. And then I done my home circuit, the mid-under at the time, and I won the support race, the 400 750, and I thought, wow, the sort of road race thing bit, and honestly, I never thought I'd have been doing the mountain course. Honestly, I listened to guys back in the day, the great late Steve Hislop and Foggy, and I'm going, never out of my wildest dreams to ever think I've been riding around there. But no, everything's good.
And mid-Antrim back this year as well?
Yeah, which is good to see. Yeah, it's been quite a while since anyone's been around there. So it's going to be strange a wee bit at the start, but yeah, it's good to see it back. Yeah.
It's a great track, isn't it? Especially when you drop from the top of the circuit down past the farm, and then you go and a hard braking in the chicane by the little playground there. It's a cracking track, isn't it?
Alexander's jump.
Alexander's jump. Yeah, that's it.
That's always the one you're going, right, it's coming up again, but no, it is good to see it back. It is good that the guys have put it, back on track and get it up and running.
And of course, Armoy in 2 or 3 weeks' time as well.
Yeah,
you doing that?
Yeah, doing that, and then it's over to the Minx again, do that again. So I just take it bit by bit and just see how it goes.
And what's the plan for the rest of tonight? The 600B class is about to head out now. Obviously, the timesheets, thinking about second or third on the timesheets.
Right. Well, they are happy enough. Just keep it as everybody has their own line, and just keep it. As good as as safe as possible. So I'm out in the big bike again tonight, the run after this. So yeah, I enjoy riding the big bike. Believe it or not, you won't say, oh, there must be an animal, but no, they're good fun. Good fun.
Dennis, lovely to speak to you. I'll let you get your prep done.
Welcome, Chris. Thank you.
Excellent stuff, Dennis Booth. Nice to always have a chat with young Dennis. It is. So machines making the way out onto the circuit. We've got a bit of a dog standoff instead of here's Paul Gartland goes by, and the machine should be making the way out. Tim, as Ty Jones goes out on that number 12 bike road on the road to get here. Tim will go back to you. Look at those times. Hopefully they've stayed up on the screen for you and be able to equate them into the mix.
They haven't, unfortunately, but I have made a note. The quickest was 101.138 miles per hour. So if that time remains as one of the fastest 26 following the end of this session, that will guarantee them getting into the A race, as it is, rather than the consolation race. So the fastest 26 plus 4 nominated by the club will start the A race, and then the following 30 in the qualifying will qualify for the consolation race. That's how it's going to work. But let's head out to Cross Four Ways with bikes now out on the Colas Billown course and rejoin Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Good to hear from Dennis there. Good ride from him as well. And also good rides, of course, from Stephen Tobin and Barry Ferber as well. So, yeah, as you've quite rightly pointed out, we just wait to see just where they'll slot in, depending on how this session goes in particular. Quiet again round here at Cross Four Ways as it stands. just having a quick look around me. I always look over my right shoulder. We always talk about how the elements can play a game with road racing, but I always look over my right shoulder, just over to the summit of South Barrule there, just to try and get some sort of barometer, as if maybe the cloud is coming in. Is it not? Can say the top of South Barrule looks very much clear at the moment. So, as we probably expected, I don't think we're expecting any inclement weather anytime soon, but I don't want to jinx it. We do have bikes on the circuit, I do believe. Back to you.
Oh, thank you, Rob. They should be with you very shortly. Let's just check with Chris, actually. Chris, they have gone out, haven't they? Yeah. So they should be with you. We'll go back to Cross Four Ways. Back to you, Rob.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tim. Yeah, I could just hear the noise in the background now, so right on cue. I was just more wondering as to when we might be hearing or seeing those machines emerge as they roar their way towards us. Just looking over the crest of the hill, this trusty scaffolding doing this fantastic work as a vantage point, as I've already pointed out there. Can hear that symphony of noise getting just that little bit closer as we look down the dip. And further up, and still just looking through that tree line, it does just give you that split second just to see where they might be emerging as well. And less of a surprise maybe than it was to Roy Moore and his trusty wheelie bin. But I think we know that that wheelie bin and that man in particular have plenty of wisdom when it comes to this corner. So I can't really compare myself to that. Here we are, the first emerging through Maggie's cottage here. So that is number 92, and that's Jamie Williams, followed by number 14. So there's Paul Cassidy, the first two through, and then two further round the hedge run towards us, 21 and 59. So that's Joe Yeardsley and Mark Colvin. Number 36, Jamie Cowan, 18, and number 30 as well. There is Stennett all the way through Corner Cottage. There's number 7, Davey Todd on his way through, followed closely by number 22, Paul Jordan. So a couple more making their way towards us as well. There's number 15, there's Nathan Harrison, followed all the way through on that. Here's number 8 as well through there, and that's Ross Mountford. And number 40 as well, making his way through Reese Hardesty. So that's the latest group through. 3 emerge down in the distance, and round they come here, led by number 39, then 12 and 65. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, perfect timing, first bike interview. And that is 92, Jamie Williams across the line. Of course, they haven't done a full lap to get times. 3 more into view. The third of which was number 36, Jamie Coward. There's 18, Andy Saylor. 42, Richard Charlton. 30, Frankie Stennett. 7, Davey Todd. And 22, Paul Jordan through. That's number 1, Dean Harrison. There's 15, Nathan Harrison. Not just 1, but 2 Harrisons through together there. That's number 8, the returning Russ Mountford, and number 40, Reese Hardesty, safely through. So they begin their first timed lap now in qualifying. 40, Reese Hardesty, Ty Jones, number 12, and 39, Matt Milcrease through. That is not coming up, that bike. 102 that was, is through as well. 102. I don't have a record on that one. We'll do a bit of digging. 44, Rob Hodson is safely through. That's 31, Mark Parrott. And more bikes coming across the bridge, but we don't want to miss Jamie Williams, first on the road, number 92, across 4 ways. Let's go to Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Should be emerging any moment now, and right on cue. There we are through the dip as making his way around Maggie's cottage. Here he comes. There he is, number 92. So that's Jamie Williams leading the way just at the moment. Couple of seconds back, number 36. There he is, Jamie Coward on that step plan Yamaha. Number 21, Joe Yeardsley in there, and number 59 as well, Mark Goldman. No one hanging around here. Neither's this man, number 7, David Todd, 18, Andy Saylor, 42, and 22 in there as well. So that's Richard Charlton and Paul Jordan. Dean Harrison just gets in there up on the inside of number 30, Frankie Stennett as well. And here's number 15, Nathan Harrison as well, down through Corner Cottage and roaring his way up on that machine of his, all the way up towards Church Bends there. So Harrison just opening himself up a little bit of ground. Here's come number 8 and 40 as well. So that's Russ Mountford and Reese Hardesty on their way through as well. And number 65 here is Michael Sweeney. Back to you, Tim.
Yep, bang on cue. There should be 92, Jamie Williams. And there's 36, Jamie Coward. Coward at 107.621 miles per hour. Yeardsley at 101.8. Davy Todd just through there at 104.487. Dean Harrison, 106.310. He moves into second. So 36, Jamie Coward is first, 107.621 miles per hour. Second, number 1, Dean Harrison, 106.310. Third, great battle there with Reese Hardesty and Russ Mountford. Third, number 7, Davy Todd at 104.487. Just going into fourth, just crossing the line was number 65, Michael Sweeney at 102.991. That puts Paul Jordan down into fifth, number 22. Sixth is number 15, Nathan Harrison, who's actually gone down to seventh because 44, Rob Hodson, has just crossed the line, and he is now fourth quickest at 103.600. So Nathan Harrison down into seventh now at 102.010. Eighth is 21, Joe Yeardsley. Let's go back to Robert, cross four ways.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Bang on cue. Here's the first to emerge, number 36. It's Jamie Coward, who's made up quite a bit of ground on this man, number 92. There's Jamie Williams on his way through as well. And here coming the third through, Maggie's Cottage, that's number 21. There's Joe Yeardsley on his way through, number 7. Davy Todd also making a bit of ground too next. 59 and 22, so that's Mark Colvin and Paul Jordan. And number 1, there he is, Dean Harrison on that down racing machine. 18, Andy Saylor, number 42 as well. That's Richard Charlton close together as they rolled their way through Corner Cottage. Nathan Harrison, number 15, up on the inside there of number 30, Frankie Stennett as well. That's the first of that main group through, so plenty of them carrying pace through there. Not to mention something about Michael Dunlop, who will be making his way through in a few moments. So for number 40 here to start with, Reese Hardesty ahead of number 8. That's Russ Mountford. Number 65 as well, Michael Sweeney. Certainly got plenty of haste on him going through cross four ways there. Well, Michael Dunlop, he's been at the back of the pack, probably started there on the first couple of laps, but I've got to say the second time round he came, made up plenty of ground on those in front of him, so certainly not hanging around, as you'd expect from Michael Dunlop. 12, 44, 39 and 4 as well, so Sam West backing up that group as they go through cross four ways, and number 31 as well. There's Mark Parrott on the 599 Yamaha as well, the man from Midhurst as well. So yeah, Michael Dunlop seeming to make his way from the back there, just giving himself plenty of space to go into, and certainly made up plenty of ground over his previous runs through here as 3 emerge. But it's time to go back to you, Tim.
Yeah, Jamie Coward, all the leaders through, apart from Michael Dunlop. But Dean Harrison didn't go quicker on that lap. Two very close together. And that was Russ Mountford again and Reese Hardesty it was. So Harrison's still second. Dunlop is in third. But of course, he's further down, as Rob's been telling us, further down the field. But he slotted into third with 106.149 miles per hour on that third lap. Looks like number 12, I think that was, that's slowing down. So we're going to wait for Michael Dunlop. Davy Todd, number 7, is currently fourth. Fifth is number 22, Paul Jordan. Sixth is number 44, Rob Hodson. Seventh, number 65, Michael Sweeney. And number 12, Ty Jones on his Triumph. The Maesteg rider is slowing down. But this is a familiar sight, Michael Dunlop. But he hasn't improved. Of course, he will be having to make his way through quite a bit of traffic. But 106.149 keeps him in third spot. Let's go back out to cross four ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, we've had the first few through, Tim, including, well, here's number 59. There's Mark Colvin and number 42 as well. Richard Charlton, yes, Jamie Coward, Dean Harrison, Paul Jordan, all of those are the likes that have gone through. That's just to name a couple. Is number 15, Nathan Harrison as well, making his way through. Number 30, Frankie Stennett as well. Jamie Coward making quite a bit of ground going through cross four ways there. Got himself quite ahead of number 92. Jamie Williams, Davey Todd, of course, through as well in that group. Here's number 40, so that's Reese Hardesty. Number 65, Michael Sweeney. Plenty of pace being carried from him through Corner Cottage ahead of number 8. That's Russ Mountford on the Triumph, the man from Warrington, number 8. And it's time to go back to you, Tim, I believe.
Yeah, Jamie Coward's already through. Jamie Williams through as well. There's Davey Todd. There's Dean Harrison. He's gone quicker, but he can't go above Jamie Coward. Coward now has set the mark at 108.514. Harrison 107.860. He's in second. That was Davey Todd. Paul Jordan safely through on his fourth lap, as has Richard Shelton, Jamie Williams, Mark Colvin and Andy Saylor. Nathan Harrison has moved up to 8th position with 102.879. That's number 30 through there. Frankie Stennett, he's currently in 18th. 2 more machines together. And the second of those was number 65, Michael Sweeney, who moves up into 6th position provisionally at 103.870. But, of course, we need to see Michael Dunlop across the line. They're all going to get at least another lap in as the checkered flag not being displayed just yet. But it must be pretty tight now on time. But let's just see if we can see Michael across the line. There's number 4, Sam West. 31 across the line as well. Mark Parroty's in 13th provisionally. Sam West provisionally in 15th. Here's Dunlop. And Dunlop goes into second and 108.405 compared to Coward's 108.514. So that means that, there's about a tenth of a second between the pair of them. And Dean Harrison is put down now into 3rd position. Let's go back out to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We've had Jamie Coward, Dean Harrison, and Davey Todd all through here, just opening up a bit of a gap. Here's 59, Mark Colvin, number 42 as well. Richard Charlton as well. So they're just getting themselves free of the traffic in front of them. And here's number 15, Nathan Harrison, up in front, about 2 bike lengths ahead of number 18. That's Andy Saylor. So Nathan Harrison getting himself a little bit of fresh road to ride into there. Number 30 making his way through now. That's Frankie Stennett on the 600 Kawasaki as well. So you can see the likes of Todd and Harrison and Coward opening up those areas. Hardesty and Sweeney through as well. So 40 and 65 round Maggie's Cottage. Who's this here? Number 8. That is Russ Mountford on his way through number 44 as well. Rob Hodson carrying plenty of pace. He makes his way down through Corner Cottage. You can hear him roaring away up to Church Bend's. Fantastic sound that is. But we'll be keeping an eye out for Michael Dunlop, who got himself free of that previous lap where he was just caught behind a couple of machines, but had got himself in front as number 4, Sam West, makes his way through here as well. A bit of a gap to a trio gathering behind him of 39, 31. And there he is, number 6, Michael Dunlop. Very quickly caught up those two as well there. So he is a man on a mission at the moment. It was an excellent lap last time. Can he improve? We'll see. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, Jamie Coward's gone quicker again at 108.782. Now, Coward and Harrison and Hodson and Todd are all going to get an extra lap on Dunlop because the checkered flag is out here. But Dunlop had a pretty clear track ahead of him for this lap, so we might see something pretty spectacular from Michael Dunlop. Hodson then is up into 4th, number 44 at 106.804. But Jamie Coward is the quickest on that last lap, 108.782. But the last lap, number 6, Michael Dunlop, did 108.4. Here he is. And he can't improve on that. So Dunlop's day is done, but Coward and Harrison and Todd are definitely amongst the leaders here who are going to get that extra lap. They got through before the checkered flag came out. So Hodson in 4th, 5th, number 7, Davey Todd, 6th, number 22, Paul Jordan. As Marcus Simpson crosses the line. Let's quickly go down to Chris Kinley. We'll keep an eye out on these people that are out on their extra lap. But let's go to Chris.
Yeah, Dean Harrison, Tim, and Davey Todd went together. Davey Todd just ahead of Dean Harrison, so we need to keep an eye on that. And also Jamie Coward, who's going to get an extra lap in. So that's going to be interesting. There's a 108.78 for Coward, 108.40 for Dunlop. And there's Coward through there now, I think it is, Tim.
Yeah, he is through, but he's not improved. It's still 108.782, but provisional pole, of course. Just got Harrison and Todd to come through as well.
Yeah, and the Coward Massive are here as well. So Harrison, Rob Hodson, and Dean Harrison last lap, Tim Glover.
Yeah, he has gone into provisional pole, 108.907 miles per hour on that last lap. Davey Todd did his quickest as well at 107.834, but he's in fourth. It's Harrison, Coward, Dunlop, Todd, Hodson, Jordan. That's the top six. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, unfortunately, Paul Jordan pulled in with a lap to go. Number 21 there. That is, of course, Joe Yeardsley. That's a good performance by Joe. 8th position for number 21 bike, 103.411. Mick Sweeney, 65. He stays in 7th place. 15, Nathan Harrison. He stays in 9th. Top 10 completed by number 42, Richard Charlton, at 102.482. The number 40, Reese Hardesty, 102.45 for Reese there. That's gone quite well, isn't it? And the newcomer, Jan Galley, number 69, in 25th place, 95.928. But Dean Harrison, Tim, on pole, provisional pole at the moment, 2 minutes 20.487. So it's 2 minutes 20.487 for a lap time. And the lap speed of, as you quite rightly said, and it's disappeared anyway. It doesn't matter. 108, whatever it was, Tim. I missed it because my screens went off probably the same time yours did. So the next session will be on the way very shortly. We've got the big bikes out once again.
I can give you the times while they are still here. It's so tight at the top here. Dean Harrison then, number one, is on provisional pole at 108.907. Second is number 36, Jamie Coward, at 108.782. There are just about 15 hundredths of a second between them. Third, and not far behind at all, is number 6, Michael Dunlop, 108.404 miles per hour. Fourth, number 7, Davey Todd at 107.834. Fifth is number 44, Rob Hodson, at 106.804. Sixth is number 22, Paul Jordan, 105.265. Seventh is number 65, Michael Sweeney, at 103.870. Eighth is number 21, Joe Yeardsley, at 103.411. Ninth, number 15, Nathan Harrison, 102.879. And in 10th, number 42, Richard Charlton, 102.482. And that time we noted down of 101 point. That will be good enough so far to be in that top 15th. So have bettered it, but the previous qualifying, those top times will be inside the current fastest 26 that will qualify for the A race, and all the others will go the next 30, and the timing sheets will go into the consolation B race. So giving you the top 10. 11th is number 40, Reese Hardesty. 12th, number 92, Jamie Williams. 13th, number 37, Marcus Simpson. 14th, number 31, Mark Parrott. 15th, number 59, Mark Colvin. 16th, but pulled in quite early, number 4, Sam West. 17th, number 18, Andy Saylor. 18th, number 63, Mike Mace. 19th, number 8, Ross Mountford. Good to see him back. 20th, number 30, Frankie Stennett. 21st, number 51, 10, Michael Russell. That's as far as my screen will take us, as the travelling marshal. Number 2, which I think will be Jim Hunter, has just returned to be stationed here on the Castletown bypass at the start-finish line. So it is provisional pole for number 1, Dean Harrison. But there is just a whisker between that top 3, and then not far behind at all, just half a second further back, is number 7, Davey Todd. So I think we're guaranteed some really, really close 600cc action down here at the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company Southern 100 races for 2022. So next, we will have another of the big bike practices due out in around about 5 or 6 minutes' time. That is the 1,100cc class on the red plates. So that'll be their second session and their final practice session. So we'll know what the grids are going to look like for the big bike race already, and it's the final session for the light. Have the sidecars. Let's go back to Chris Kinley.
Making the way down into the little holding area, 54. Hello, young man. Hey, boy. He's just getting shouted by people as you're walking past them. 38. Don Gilbert's just got to the front with 54. Paul Gus Turner, number 45, just rolling up next to him as well. Danny Forbes on the big bike. Get down to the front this time. And here comes number 2, the returning Ryan Need. His quickest lap at billown, 111.566 as the gate is now open. So that's Dean Harrison as well. 42, Richie Charlton. 10, Mikey Russell. As Dean Harrison heads out. 72, Gary Ford on the big bike as well. So they're not mucking around here. They're getting these bikes pretty quick out on track, which is good to see. Number 9, Forrest Dunn. Good to have Forrest back here again. 82 and 18. 18, of course, is Andy Saylor. 82 is Zach Ultram, the newcomer with the orange vest on. 92, Jamie Williams. 22, Paul Jordan on the Prez Racing R1 machine. 64, Stevie McKnight always runs that number, doesn't he? Number 13, just behind him as well, Darren Creer, local man. 37 as well, Marcus Simpson. Marcus, of course, one of the support races down at Skerry, so well done to him the other week. His first road race win. 24, John O'Perry. 99, Jeff Lunn. 15, Nathan Harrison. 65, Michael Sweeney. 14, Paul Cassidy, local man, literally local. Number 7, Davey Todd on the Padgers bike with Mark Parrott. 31 in the middle. 78, that's Davey Brook. Number 6, Michael Dunlop on the Bill base. Beautiful looking Suzuki. 81, Alan Connor. 26, that's Dennis Booth, who we spoke to a bit earlier on. 28, Paul Garland. 44, Rob Hudson. 46 is, of course, local man Anthony Redmond now on the BMW. 36, Jamie Coward, his quickest lap round billown, 113.395. The conditions this week, I think we're going to see some lap record pace. I really, really do. 23 is next out. That's Adrian Kershaw. Adrian, of course, a winner here in billown on the 400s many, many moons ago. 32, it's Richard Elgin. And I think that is just about it. Continue more helmets moving down there. Let's go to cross four ways. Rob Pritchard.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, we've had the first few in the next through here. That's number 9, so that's Forrest Dunn. 18, Andy Saylor is on, then 4 together here. So we've got 72, 92, 82, 22. So that's Paul Jordan bringing up the rear on that group as they make the way through corner cottage. We've had the likes of Dean Harrison, Ryan Nean, and Michael Russell all through as well as part of that first group that made their way through cross four ways. 64 and 37 are next there, followed by number 13. So that's Darren Greer. And also through Maggie's Cottage now, number 24. So that's Jonathan Perry on the Gordon Huxley Racing Kawasaki. Number 15, Nathan Harrison, followed by number 65, Michael Sweeney. Good run from him in the last one. And there's number 7, Davey Todd, number 99, Jeffrey Lunn, 14 as well. And that's Paul Cassidy making up that trio that make their way through. And just can see 3 emerging. Plenty of pace carried through Maggie's Cottage here. 78, there's number 6, Michael Dunlop in the midst of that, followed by number 31, Mark Parrott. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, number 1, Dean Harrison, is leading on the road as they set out on their first timed lap, so he's got clear track in front of him, which could be significant for him. Don Gilbert, 38, 2, Ryan Nean, 45, Daniel Forbes, 42, Richard Charlton, 10, Michael Russell, 54, the newcomer, Paul Turner, 9, Forrest Dunn, 18, Andy Saylor, 92, Jamie Williams, 22, Paul Jordan, all through, as is number 82, Zach Ultram, 72, Gary Ford. But as I say, Harrison has got that clear track ahead of him. What's he going to do with it? Let's see on the time shortly. Let's go back to you out at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Like you say, he's got plenty of ground that he's making up himself, and right on cue. Here he is, number 1, Dean Harrison. Plenty of space, not hanging around at all through corner cottage here, and a couple of seconds behind there is number 2, Ryan Nean. So they've pulled themselves quite a bit of a gap from the next 2 who are making their way forward here, and it's number 38 and 42. 42 on the inside there. That's Richard Charlton getting just ahead of Don Gilbert there. Number 45 is here as well. That's Daniel Forbes. Number 10 is Michael Russell as well. So yeah, Dean Harrison certainly getting a shift on as he made his way down through the dip and up to Cross Four Ways here, and I'm sure he'll be carrying on that business all the way through Church Bends and Great Meadow. Here's the next group, 3-4, 54, 9, 18 and 92 there. And then Paul Jordan there, number 22, just around 3 bike lengths or so behind that trio. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, it should be Dean Harrison hoving into view. Here he is. 111.865 miles per hour for Dean Harrison. As number 2, Ryan Neen at 107.652 miles per hour. But Dean Harrison is using that open road ahead of him. He's got out early. Richard Charlton's through. Number 42 at 105.392. 38, Don Gilbert through at 99.163. Michael Russell, 102.356, and Daniel Forbes, 98.644. They really are mixed up. There's Dunlop towards the middle. Jamie Coward's right at the back. So we're going to see quite a challenge here. That's Jamie Williams has gone 4th quickest so far at 103.197. But way out at the moment is Dean Harrison, 111.865. And that was Paul Jordan and Zach Ultra. Marcus Simpson's gone quickly there. And that's Davey Todd. He's gone 2nd provisionally at 109.807. But we haven't had Michael Dunlop through or Jamie Coward. Let's go back to Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We've just had Jamie Coward through here in the last couple of seconds, but here's the man on the mission again. Number 1, Dean Harrison, making his way through. Could take some stopping if he keeps up this pace, but just keep an eye on number 15, Nathan Harrison, number 65, Michael Sweeney, making up plenty of ground through the traffic. Here's number 2 on his way through, Ryan Neen, followed by number 32 as well. So that's Richard Edlin of Derby on the Kawasaki as well. As the next emerges from Maggie's Cottage, that's number 42. So that's Richard Charlton. Then a bit of a gap back there. So yeah, 15 and 65. Maybe just keep an eye on those. See what they could be doing on this lap. There's number 38 as well. That's Don Gilbert. And number 10 as well, Michael Russell. And number 45 is the next through here at Corner Cottage. And that is Daniel Forbes as well. Just like you said there, Tim, just seems to be that those front runners, if you want to call them that, just seem to find themselves in the midst of different areas of traffic at the moment. As number 9, Forrest Dunn, and number 92, Jamie Williams, make their way through. Back to you, Tim.
Dean Harrison's gone even quicker, 112.488 miles per hour. Jamie Coward was through, but he hasn't appeared on the timing sheet, so I think we've got a repeat of the situation we had, but just with a different bike. So Jamie Coward not on, but he has gone through, just ahead, actually, of Dean Harrison. Davey Todd then has gone not quicker, but he's still in 2nd, 109.8. 3rd place is number 2, Ryan Neen. He's gone quicker at 108.781. And Jamie Coward, 29th, we're hearing on the timing so far, but he's got a lot of traffic there. Michael Dunlop, number 6, he's in 4th at 108.401. But they're at various parts of the field circulating. 92, Jamie Williams, and 9, Forrest Dunn, and 18, Andy Saylor are through. That's number 22, Paul Jordan. He is 8th quickest at the moment. Let's see Dean Harrison through Cross Four Ways and go back to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, thanks. There's Jamie Coward through on number 19, Jean-Pierre Pelot, and there's 46, 23, and 81. So no emergence of Harrison just a note. Here he is, absolutely charging through Maggie's Cottage here, and plenty of space to get himself through here. He is absolutely a man on a mission, isn't he? There's number 28 as well. So that's Paul Gartland on that Nolan Engineering ZX10. And number 2, here we are with Ryan Neen. Down just a little bit late on the braking as he makes his way through Corner Cottage and roaring his way up as well. So Dean Harrison, it really is turning into a bit of a schooling timing-wise from him out there, and plenty more space for him to move things up if he wanted to. As number 42, Richard Charlton, makes his way through as well and down into the dip, and one more emerging around the hedgerow here. Here we go. It's number 32. That is Richard Eglin on his way through as well. A couple of seconds back here, number 38. That's Don Gilbert. Bit more spread out now. Back to you, Tim.
Oh my goodness, Dean Harrison, 113.732 miles per hour. He is back in the groove down here at the Colas Billown course. 2 minutes, 14.527 seconds. That's Ryan Neen. He's gone quicker again at 108.882 miles per hour. But Dean Harrison is about 7 seconds quicker than the man in second, number 7, Davy Todd. Jamie Coward's 10th position now, number 36 at 104.900. Richard Charlton just through there, number 42 at 105.689. But Dean Harrison has really put the gauntlet down on the big bike here this evening, as 38, I think that was, that crossed the line there, Don Gilbert, but he's not in the first throw of the 22 that we can see on the board here. But it is Dean Harrison. Daniel Forbes is just through. 34 have gone through. More machines come into view, but let's go to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Just waiting to see who's emerging next. 72 and 36, and Jamie Coward just in behind. Gary Ford there as they make their way through. 78, 26 and 46 on the way through. And here is Dean Harrison. Looks to get through the traffic there and does so on number 19 there. So there's Jean-Pierre Pellet as well. So Dean Harrison just calmed his way through the traffic there. 99 and 81 through there. So that's Jeffrey Lunn and Alan Connor. And here's number 2 as well, Ryan Neen. Down into Corner Cottage as well, followed by number 28 here. So that is Paul Gartland as well. And Dean Harrison, certainly the traffic not disrupting his flow. He really is in the rhythm at the moment, isn't he? He's just made his way through so smoothly on that last run there. Next through, past Maggie's Cottage here, number 42. That's Richard Charlton on the Yamaha. And then a fair bit of a gap looking up towards the horizon. But, I mean, if Harrison can, I mean, I know he's had to go through a little bit more traffic at this time at Cross Four Ways. Interesting to see what time he does, Tim.
Yeah, we're waiting, and here he is. He's got 3 bikes. He's overtaken one of them, but he can't go quicker on that. It's a lot of traffic there, as we indicated. There's 23 just indicating there. 26, I think it was, Dennis Booth indicating he's coming in. But Harrison, 113.732. But while we were out at Cross Four Ways, number 6, Michael Dunlop, crossed the line at 111.407 miles per hour to go into second place. Davy Todd was quicker. And it's 23, Adrian Kershaw, we believe, has just pulled in further down the road. Number 7, Davy Todd, is third at 109.807. Fourth is number 2, Ryan Neen. Ryan is at 108.882 miles per hour. Fifth, number 15, Nathan Harrison at 108.845. There's hardly anything between these. 6th and 7th either. 44, Rob Hodson, 108.4, and 36, Jamie Coward in 7th at 108.242. Then we have 8th, number 65, Michael Sweeney. 9th, number 22, Paul Jordan. 10th, number 31, Mark Parrott. Let's go to Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, thanks. Good evening so far from Rob Hodson, who's just made his way through as this man, number 36, Jamie Coward. Rob Hodson, as he went through a few seconds ago, has got a bit of a bike sandwich there, had 2 in front and 2 behind. But yeah, good evening's work from him so far. Here is the leader at the moment, number 1, Dean Harrison, got himself free of number 13 here, so Darren Creer. And he's followed by number 46 as well. So that's Anthony Redmond. So Harrison just continuing to work his way up at the moment. Still traffic to contend with number 26 there, Dennis Booth, on his way through 78, 72 and 19. And close behind them now is number 2, Ryan Neen as well. So he's going to have to negotiate a bit of traffic, maybe up towards Church Benton, towards Great Meadow there, if he wants to try and improve on what he's put in so far, as number 99 and 81 make their way through. So that's Jeffrey Lunn and Alan Connor, and number 28 is through as well. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, Michael Dunlop's gone quicker again, but he's still in second. That was Jamie Coward up into third now for Jamie Coward. The checkered flag is out. We await, of course, Dean Harrison to come through. Here he is, wheeling over the school hill rise there, and 113.732 on his 4th lap is his marker down. But Michael Dunlop has sneaked out for a a lap. He got there just across the line before we had the checkered flag out here. Anthony Redmond also doing a bit of a wheelie across the line. That's number 2, Ryan Neen. He's in 6th position. Number 72 across the line there. That's the newcomer Gary Ford, the man from High Peak, just across the line. But yeah, we've got to see what Michael Dunlop's going to do here. And of course, Jamie Coward, has he got out for another lap? I'm not sure. We will wait and see. But Dean Harrison, 113.732. Second, number 6, Michael Dunlop at 112.152. That's just under 2 seconds between the two of them. But Dunlop still to put another little measure in and won't have too much traffic. But third, just making his way up through the rankings was number 36, Jamie Coward. As Nathan Harrison goes into 4th with a great time on his last lap at 110.712. And Davey Todd, 109.8. But we still await Dunlop. There he is across the line, but he can't improve on that 5th lap of 112.152. So it is Harrison at 113.7. Then it's Dunlop and Coward, and a great last lap there from Nathan Harrison. Let's go back down to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, also some good laps as well on the last run there for number 22, Paul Jordan, 108.287. Richard Charlton, number 42 in 11th place. Paul Jordan stays 8th, by the way. Richard Charlton, number 42 in 11th, 105.88 on the last lap. Number 37, Marcus Simpson, his last lap, 105.155. And who else on the last lap did good ones? Mike Russ, where was that there? Forrest Dunn, number 9, he's in 20th at 102.95. Number 38, Don Gilbert, 21st, 101.89. And number 45, Daniel Forbes, 23rd, 101.266 for him. And Paul Gartland, the man from Ediney, on the number 28 bike, 26th position for him, 99.422. Looking at those times on the laps as well, they're quite interesting to look at it. Harrison's time, 2 minutes 14.52. Dunlop, 2 minutes 16.42. So that's 1.895 between the top two there. And then another 1.5 seconds back to Jamie Coward, 2:17.955. Then 15, Nathan Harrison, 2:18. Bike practice session. And Tim,
thanks very much, Chris. Yeah, Michael Dunlop is the solo lap record holder here at billown at 115.7 practice out, and Dean Harrison's at 113.732 miles per hour. Shows you that things are going to really hot up as we've got a dry week ahead. And I agree with what Chris was saying earlier this evening. We could well see some the dust down. There's a lot of dust around. It's been so dry this spring and summer. So the time there for that lap of Dunlop's the lap record. Harrison 2 minutes 14.547 seconds. 5.2. Seven is the best time there, 2 minutes 14.527. So we're definitely in that sort of territory. So I can tell you that third is number 36, Jamie Coward, 110.906. Michael Dunlop second at 112.152, and Dean Harrison with that 113.7 is your pole position man. So that will be the front row. Fourth is number 15 and a great last lap, from Nathan Harrison, 110.712 miles per hour. 5th, number 7, Davey Todd at 194, Jonathan Perry. 13th, number 37, Marcus Simpson. 14th, number 46, Anthony Redmond. 15th, number 64, Stephen McKnight. 16th, number 14, Paul Cassidy. 17th, number 23, Adrian Kershaw. 18th, number 10, Michael Russell. 19th, number 92, Jamie Williams. 20th, number 9, Forrest 22nd. Number 18, Andy Saylor. Well, the times have been really quick, considering that we've had, 3 years away from racing here around the Colas Billown course. And, well, we are getting, in all the classes, times that are very impressive for a first evening of practice, not even into the racing yet. So next then we have that lightweight class, the green plates. They're scheduled to go out. We're ahead of schedule, in fact, as per usual, with the Southern 100, but 8:32 they were meant to be going out, so they'll probably get them out a little bit earlier. And then after them, it's the final class. It's the sidecars. Always good to see them. And remember, it's 60 years anniversary of the first sidecar races here at the Southern 100. Full evening of practice, but also racing tomorrow. We've got 4 more practice sessions for the classes, and then at 8 o'clock, the first race, which will be the lightweight race, the class we're about to see next. That's over 6 laps, the Mike Bruce Plumbing and Heating lightweight race, and that's followed by the Peel Holdings senior race, the big bikes out over 7 laps in race number 2 on the program. Full evening of racing on Wednesday. Remember those road closures for both tomorrow and Wednesday. 6:05 the roads close around the Colas Billown course and will reopen no later than 9:40. Then Thursday is the big race day. Road closed from 9:30 through to 12:45. They'll reopen for 3/4 of an hour and close again at 1:30 through to 4:45. And of course, 3:20 is when we have race 11, the Hunts Motorcycles Solo Championship race. That's over 9 laps. And then at 4 o'clock, the meeting comes to a close with race number 12, the Darrell Blake Construction Sidecar Championship, over 8 laps. And then the open air prize presentation, that will take place in the Market Square in Castletown on Thursday evening, the 14th of July. You can see all the presentations starting from about 8:30. So a good opportunity to really go down and show your appreciation to all the riders who will have entertained us so royally during this return of the friendly racers. I can tell you the bikes are on the circuit now. And Rob Pritchard, who managed to see the pre-TT Classic, the Blackford-sponsored races before the TT. This is a completely different cup of tea with the modern machinery out here. We denied having, unfortunately, the post-TT races down here to close off the TT fortnight because, of course, the Saturday was utilised to put on the senior race, the senior TT, which thrilled everybody, and we got the 6-lap race we all wanted to see finish off the TT. But without any further ado, let's head out to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Can just hear them making their way towards us. We'll let you know as soon as they come into view. But yeah, just to go off your point there, looking at some of the times, particularly for a first practice session, in particular that one from Dean Harrison standing out, we could really be seeing some special laps and races coming up. The first 2 emerge through Maggie's Cottage here. It's numbers 9 and 14. So we've got Forrest Dunn and Paul Cassidy, and 2 more, 23 and 61 there. Adrian Kershaw and Barry Ferber as well. 3 now, 59 and 24, followed by 83, that's Gareth Arnold, and that 250 on a Yamaha as well. Fantastic noise as they make their way through on the exit, isn't it? Next up, number 89 is through as well, so that's Ryan Whitehall on the Kawasaki. And number 97 as well, Anthony O'Carroll, the newcomer as well, 99 and 87. A real group coming through here. 36, Jamie Coward leading 44.50, 40, 56 and 22. That's quite the group in there you've got at the moment. And number 39, and that is Matt Milcrease, just a couple of seconds behind them. So we could have quite a few coming over the start-finish line all at the same time. There's number 20 as well, Jack Fowler, and number 66, I believe that was. So that'll be Stephen Tobin as well. Good running from Stephen as well earlier on. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, Paul Cassidy, number 14, and 9, Forrest Dunn, virtually crossed the line together at the head of affairs. 61, Barry Ferber is through. 23, Adrian Kershaw. 24, Jonathan Perry. 59, Mark Colvin. And the last one through is number 83, Gareth Arnold. As we look up, and more bikes crossing the bridge and merging into our view now. That's 89, the newcomer, Ryan Whitehall. 97, Anthony O'Carr. 36, Jamie Coward through, along with 44, Rob Hodson. There's 40, Reese Hardesty, and 22, Paul Jordan, virtually together. 99, Jeffrey Lunn across. 87, the newcomer, Paul Magnay. 50, Mark Jackson, another newcomer. 56, the decorator, Billy Cummins across the line. 39, Matt Milcrease is through, as is 20, Jack Fowler, and 66, Stephen Tobin. So 20 have crossed, but more I can see traversing the bridge and now coming over School Hill Rise. That's 73 it is, Jack Petrie. 41, Russell Brook. 29 just across the line there. 29, I don't have to hand on that one. We'll check on that one before tomorrow. 58 has crossed the line as well. But let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We did have a retirement here by the looks of it. 53, Colin Croft pulling over as well as number 14 makes his way through. That's Paul Cassidy. Number 9, Forrest Dunn. Number 61, Barry Ferber. Number 23 as well, Adrian Kershaw. 24, and number 59, Mark Colvin. That's somebody of as they all make their way through. So just looking, that looks like a retirement there for number 53, Colin Croft, who's just chatting to the marshals there, just slowed things down as he made his way to Cross Four Ways. All alone at the moment here is number 83. So that's Gareth Arnold, and there's number 36 as well. Jamie Coward just seems to have picked up the pace of number 44. Rob Hodson as well. So good evening for him so far. Number 22, that's Paul Jordan. 89, 97, and 40 on the way through as well. That trio. So number 40, Reese Hardesty, is making up the back of that group as they roll their way up towards. And there is number 99, followed closely by number 50 as well. Number 20 as well. So there's Jeffrey Lunn first through before Mark Jackson. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, I can tell you Mike Mace indicating he was coming in as he crossed the line, but it's Jonathan Perry who's just gone to the top of the leaderboard for the moment at 100.350 miles per hour. Number 24, Jonathan Perry. 61, Barry Ferber at 98.613. Mark Colvin, number 59, at 98.5. That's Coward, though. He goes top at 104.363, and Rob Hodson's into second at 103.175. 22, Paul Jordan just across the line. He's into third at 101.221. Ninth place for number 40, Reese Hardesty across the line at 97.28. And Anthony O'Carroll and 89, Ryan Whitehall have also crossed the line, but it's Jamie Coward. Provisionally, Jack Fowler's into 11th and 15th place for number 50, Mark Jackson, the newcomer. 99, Jeffrey Lunn, through in 16th as Matt Milcrease and Billy Cummins across the line, but it is Jamie Coward at 2 minutes 26.603 seconds, 104.363 miles per hour. And yeah, that is not far off the lap record for this class in practice, in qualifying. Let's go out to Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, that lap from Coward certainly looked brisk as he made his way through last time. As number 14 and 61 through, so that's Paul Cassidy. And Ferber's on 24.9 and 23 as well as number 59. That's Mark Colvin on that powerful Kawasaki as well as he makes his way through. But I think I can see just that orange livery on the front there. It is that man, number 36, Jamie Coward. Certainly picking up plenty of Facing on the KTS Racing Machine 44. Rob Hodson as well, the Dafabet Racing man, on his way through as well. On cue as well, number 22, there's Paul Jordan on the Perez Racing. Arnold there, so Jamie Coward not hanging around. And there's number 40 as well, Reese Hardest stage as he starts accelerating his way back up the field there. So Jamie Coward not hanging around. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, very close indeed to that lap record. Two machines interview. It's Barry Ferber and Paul Cassidy. That's Jonathan Perry. Two very close together there, 23 and 9. Forrest Dunn and Adrian Kershaw. There's Coward. And he's gone quicker again, 104.571 miles per hour. The lap record is James Cowton at 104, extremely close to that lap record. Jordan in second and third, 40. For Rob Hodson, 103.589 miles per hour. 22, Paul Jordan at 101.323 miles per hour. He's in third. Fourth, number 24, Jonathan Perry at 100.350. That's 97, Anthony O'Carroll through at 14th position. He's moved up into there. That's the newcomer 89, Ryan Whitehall, across the line. So Jamie Coward so close to the lap record. Of course, it won't officially count if he beats it because lap record's only set during racing. But that is tremendously fast times and shows exactly what we've been saying, really, that if conditions stay like this and the rubber gets laid on the track and the weather is warm, the bikes are going to perform better and we are going to see some astonishing stuff this week. Stay tuned if you're not on the island. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Totally agreed, Tim. We could be in for something special as number 61 and 14 off through again. 24, 79, 23, and then a trio closing at 11 by number 9. Number confidence, Jamie Coward going up the inside there. He's caught right between Colvin and here's Rob Hodson as well, right on cue as well. Both of them absolutely hammering them through Corner Cottage there. So you look at the likes of Rob Hodson and Paul Jordan. They're not going quietly. Here's Paul Jordan as well, all the way through Corner Cottage. They'll be looking to close that gap. But Jamie Coward, those are some absolutely fantastic times, particularly once again we take into account that this is the first practice session as well. So hopefully even more in store as number 40 is through as well. Reese Hardesty followed just a couple of seconds back here by number 83. That is Gareth Arnold here. So Rob Hodson and Paul Jordan as well, certainly not pulling any punches from a racing perspective as they make their way through as well. Could be seeing some impressive times. Remember, Jamie Coward getting through the traffic. Back to you, Tim.
Thanks very much. As we await now this man, 36 across the line, 104.744. He has unofficially broken the lap record for this class, 104.744 miles per hour, 2 minutes 26.071 seconds. He's now pulled into the pits. His job is done. But yet, what a performance that is from the number 36, Jamie Coward. 44, Rob Hodson's also gone quicker at 103.745 miles per hour. And third, 22, Paul Jordan, quicker again at 102.705. But the headline is Coward unofficially setting a new lap record in this lightweight class. Fourth, then number 24, Jonathan Perry. He did it on lap 2 at 100.350. Fifth, number 61, Barry Ferber. Sixth, number 59, Mark Colvin. Seventh, number 40, Reese Hardesty. Eighth, number 23, Adrian Kershaw. Ninth, number 14, Paul Cassidy. 10th, number 64, Steve McKnight. 11th, number 40, Dunn. But 104.744 miles per hour from number 36, Jamie Coward, unofficially a lap record for the class. Let's go out to cross four ways and Rob Pritchard.
Spectacular that, isn't it? As 61, 24 and 91 all through. So Bradley Wilson at the back of that little queue is 14. Just number 25, Tom Snow as well. Putting together 23. There's number 44, Rob Hodson, 59, Mark Colbert, 29. 35 as well. Number 9, Forrest Dunn, backing up that back, bit bunched up. Paul Jordan here, number 22. Down into Corner Cottage. He's got a little bit more room to go into here. So Rob Hodson's got quite a bit of traffic to contend with here, but Paul Jordan with just a little bit of a gap behind as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do in the latter stages of this lap as well, if they're starting to hit just a little more traffic. Had a bit more space earlier on with number 79 now coming through. Denzel Weevil and number 40 as well, Reese Hardesty. Down through Corner Cottage up towards Church Bends as well. So I think it's now just a question of who slots in nicely behind Jamie Coward as well. It'd be interesting to see with all that traffic that Hodson has to contend with. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Jonathan Perry, the checkered flag, is out in 4th, and 5th place 61 Barry Berber are through. There's 44 Rob Hodson, hasn't gone quicker. And 22 Paul Jordan either. So that was done on lap 4. Those were the times. But it is Coward of pole position. 36, Jamie Coward with that unofficial lap record, 104.744. Second, 45. Third, number 22, Paul Jordan, 100. Fourth is number 24, Jonathan Perry at 100.35. Berber at 99.391. And just slotting into 6th there is number 40, Reese Hardesty at 98.909 miles per hour. Gareth Arnold, number 83, just gone past us here at the start-finish. He's in 14th position. So 7th, Wilburn. 8th, number 23, Adrian Kershaw. 9th, number 14, Paul Cassidy. 10th, number 64, Steve McKnight. 11th, number 46, Anthony. Number 9, Forrest Dunn. 13th, number 20, Jack Fowler. Fourteenth is 97, the newcomer Anthony O'Carroll. 15th is number 83, Andy Whale. 17th, number 89, Ryan. 18th, number 41, Russell Brook. 19th, number 11, down the Dale. 20th, number 10, Michael Russell. 21st is number 72nd is number 50, Mark Jackson. Steve McKnight just through to complete his 5 laps, but he stays in 10th position as bike number 64. Andy Wales just finishing there. But he doesn't improve on his 16th position. And Petrie, number 73, just finished, doesn't improve on his position of 21st. But undoubtedly, the headline in the lightweight class is number 36, Jamie Coward, who has unofficially broken the lap record for the class, 4.744, and the previous best was James Cowton at 104.744. Everyone here on the Isle of Man, particularly the Southern 100 Club, and everybody gathered watching around the Colas Billown course. Well, I'm not sure what's happening down towards the club headquarters and where Chris is, but Chris, Jamie Coward, that's we mentioned records might go, and then we get an unofficial record on the first night, the first evening, Chris.
Yeah, he did an old school sort of plug chop, really. Kind of went across the line hard as he could, and then it was hard on the brakes. And I thought he's never going to stop that, but he did. Yeah, 104.744 for him. Good performance as well by number 97, Anthony O'Carroll, in 14th place, 93.6100. Another newcomer, 89, Ryan Whitehall, as you mentioned, 17th, 92.039. Another newcomer in 18th, number 41, Russell Brook, 91.669. Number 50, Mark Jackson, spoke to him a bit earlier on, 22nd position for him, 90.293. Paul Magnay, number 87 in 32nd place, 84.273. And number 29, Gary Broughton in 35th place. Just the newcomers here, 82.029. But we'll have the sidecars out any moment now. They'll clear the area at the top there. And of course, the little gates that they have, the manual gates of the roller wheels, will move out of the way, and the sidecars will come into the little holding area and get themselves set up. Looking forward to this. Had a quick chat already from Dickie Gales, waiting for them. Dickie, of course, is the sidecar liaison officer here as well. I was having a quick chat to Pete Founds a bit earlier on. I was asking about Alan. How's Alan getting on? Is he coming over here? He said, nah. He said he's gone on holiday to warmer climes. Could have come here. It's just as warm here. But he just said, yeah, no, I've got to get the holidays in while I can. So he, of course, is the current champion. Good to see the addition to the programme, John Holden. Good to see John back here. Massively disappointed for John, and I'm sure a lot of you listeners out there will have been massively disappointed for John having to pull out of the TT. And, you know, it hurt John, that didn't really. But he's here again. I've seen him walk around the paddock with a smile on his face, and he'll be out there as well. Another previous winner, look out for him. 6th place in 2019 for Conrad Harrison and Andy Winkle. What are we going to see from the Crow boys here? Ryan and Callum, hey? 7th position for them in the championship race in 2019. It's weird when you think back. Crofty's broke it again. Have you broke it again? Saving fuel, I like that. You mentioned Mark Parrott a bit earlier on about on the big bikes. Mark said he had a big problem with the front gearbox sprocket nut had dropped off, and this sounds like Tim Reeves' machine coming down here. It's such a distinctive sound, and there's the Triumph for the Crow boys coming down as well. Listen for the noises of these as they just tickle past us. There's the Haven Homes machine, the 7 bike, so it's 77 and 7, the first two here. Then it's 1, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley, Northwich and Grimsby. Number 3, Conrad Harrison, Andy Winkle. For those who don't know Andy Winkle, a big fan of Strictly Come Dancing. Number 2, Johnny Holden, Danny Sale in the chair there as well. Number 12 is next out, Mike Jackson and Jakey Roberts. 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes. 32, local man Dave Quirk, Carl Schofield in the chair there. 41, Paul Riley, Jody J, DM 600. Number 8, Darren Hope and Lenny Bumfrey. The gate is open, and that means sidecars are out, so stand by Ballackagan. If you've never seen sidecars, they're on the way. 27, Nigel Smith, Ian Tennant. I think it's safe to say Smithy Nigel is a veteran. I think that's about right. I don't think you mind me saying that to him. And Derek Lynch and Anthony McConnell from Dublin and Clondalkin, I beg your pardon. They're about to leave as well on their DMR 600 machine. So sidecars making their way around the final practice session of the Monday evening here on the Colas Billown circuit. Let's get out in good time. Cross four ways. Rob Pritchard's there for us.
Thanks, Chris. I've been waiting for this noise to start whining all the way around the Billown circuit for quite a few weeks now. You can just hear them in the background there as the sun is setting nicely here. Light still seems relatively good, particularly for this time of year, of course. What a way to end what has been an absolutely excellent opening evening of practice. I think Tim and Chris, you'll both agree. And a fantastic time put in there, fantastic lap put in by Jamie Coward in that previous encounter, as it were, in the practice. Just wait for those first three-wheelers to start emerging. They'll be roaring the way past Ballow Whetstone shortly, through Gellings Farm and down into Williams Hare, and then the dip. and then all the way towards Maggie's Cottage as we await them emerging here. We can just hear them going through the cogs on their way towards us as well. Such a distinctive sound. You can hear it. You can hear it all across the island almost. And here is the first through, and it's number 77. So there we are, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rasu roaring their way in. And number 7, here are the Crow Boys as well, as they hunker down through Corner Cottage as well. When think of us now, here are the defending champions. Number 1, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley with that lovely FHO Racing livery all over that number 1 machine. 2 more emerge coming through the dip here as well. And here we are. There is number 3 and number 2 as well. So Conrad Harris, Andrew Winkle, and John Holden, Dan Sale as well. And then the distinctive colours of this next one coming forward. Number 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes, and number 12 also through as well. That's Mike Jackson and Jake Roberts as well. Bit of a gap, but more. Those 3-wheelers coming over the horizon here. 2 more through the dip down past Maggie's Cottage. Next through here as we take a look, numbers 32 and 37. Dave Quirk and Carl Schofield and Alan Thomas and Kenny Cole through as well on the Ice and Suzuki and Ice and Honda respectively. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, that was 77 through. That's Tim Reeves. And there is number 7. That's Ryan and Callum Crowe. What a TT they had. Fantastic performances. There's number 1. Safely through, and that is Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley. Tim Reeves and Kevin Rizzo are also through. 2 together. Conrad Harrison, it is, and Andy Winkle, and they're right with them with John Holden and Dan Sale. 3 ahead of number 2. And here is that brightly fared outfit. Number 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes. That's number 12. 12, of course, is Mike Jackson and Jake Roberts. They're on the Douglas and Ramsey pairing. They're on a Suzuki-powered machine. 32 is through, and 37. 32 is Dave Quirk and Carl Schofield, and 37 is Alan Thomas and Kenny Cole. Safely they are through. But it is first on the road, number 77, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau. There's number 55 through. Number 55, Michael Russell and Dave Dean. There's number 8. That's Darren Hope and Lenny Bumfrey. And number 41, safely through. That's Paul Riley and Jody James. Let's go back to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Right on cue. First over the horizon here. Screaming their way towards us, number 77, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau. And here come the Crow Boys, number 7, Ryan and Callum. Just seem to have made up just a little bit of ground there between the 2 of them. This time, all the way through. Here is number 1, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley down through Corner Cottage as well. But it just looks like the Crow Boys maybe just eked a little bit into that distance between themselves and Reeves and Rousseau as well, as they make their way up towards Church Bends and through almost by now, I would imagine. Next through here is number 3, Conrad Harris, Andrew Winkle. Number 2, John Holden and Dan Sale as well. There is that distinctive livery yet again, number 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes on that LCR Honda, making their way through. Just listen to that in the background there. Going up the cogs through there. One more emerging in the distance there. Here we are through Maggie's Cottage. It is number 12. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, first machine interview, and it is 77, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau. There's number 7, Ryan Crowe and Callum Crowe, going a little bit quicker at 96.959 miles per hour. Number 1 through, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley, but no time. Yes, it is through. Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley slot into second behind the Crows at 96.728 miles per hour. Here's Conrad Harrison, distinctly fared outfit, that one, and Andrew Winkle, closely followed by John Holden and Dan Sale. They slot into 4th and 5th places at 92.4 and 91.8. 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes, Haynes, they slot into 4th position there with 92.817 miles per hour. But it's the Crows that are currently the fastest outfit around here. There's number 12, Michael Jackson and Jake Roberts. The combination, as I say, from Douglas, the driver, and Ramsey for the passenger. Two together, 2032, that is, Dave Quirk and Carl Schofield. They're in 8th. They've just been pipped, though, by the other outfit that went past us, number 37, Alan Thomas and Kenny Cole, who slot into 7th. So 96.959 for Ryan and Callum Crowe, the quickest so far. Let's go to cross four ways. Rob Pritchard.
Thanks very much. Impeccable timing as ever, Tim. Number 77, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau making their way through here. And down into here we see number 1 as well. So Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley are the next through on the FHO Racing machine there. So no sight at the moment of the Crowe brothers at the moment, but an excellent time from them nonetheless so far. So a bit of a gap now after we've just seen, as I mentioned there. So we had Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau, number 77, through first there. And just looking into the distance, 2 more further down the field and here through Maggie's Cottage as well. So we've got numbers 3 and 2. Conrad Harris and Andrew Winkle followed closely, very closely indeed, John Holden and Dan Sale. Really not much between them at all. Millimetres almost. There's number 69. So that's Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes. Good run from them so far at the moment on that LCR Honda, the Catrick and Hull duo through there as well. Back to you, Tim.
And here is the lead outfit. That 77 bike. That's gone quicker than the Crows. 96.962 miles per hour. There's number 1, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley. So no sign of Ryan and Callum Crowe as yet. And haven't seen starting, but of course he was in the programme. Number 4, Dave Molyneux and Daryl Gibson, not out, it would appear, this evening. 2 more machines who've just seen through the railings on the railway bridge, so they'll come into view almost together here. And that is Conrad Harrison and Andy Winkle ahead of number 2, John Holden and Dan Sale. And they both move up into 4th and 5th places, respectively. Pete Founds has gone quickest. Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley at 98.274 miles per hour. 69, Greg Lambert, the last through here with his passenger there, Andy Haynes. They slot in to 5th position at 93.253 miles per hour. But the defending champions, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley, have put the marker down at 98.274 miles per hour on that 3rd lap to be ahead of Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau. And the Crows, their time from the 2nd lap, Ryan and Callum are in 3rd. 4th is Holden and Sale, 5th Lambert and Haynes. Let's go back to cross four ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. In terms of times, right back at you from Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley there. So certainly becoming more and more interesting as it goes on. Hardly surprising. Here's Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau, and ushered through number 1, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley as well. They've gone through inside number 27, Nigel Smith, and 10, and so 3 of those 3-wheel machines through there as well. And a fair bit of a gap opening up as we look towards the horizon once again. So you can see plenty of ground being made up by Reeves and Rousseau and Founds and Walmsley, respectively. Certainly adding to those times they've put in so far. Can hear just another coming up in the distance here around Maggie's Cottage. Here's number 2. So there is John Holden and Dan Sale. Just opened themselves up a bit of a gap. In fact, they've got themselves ahead of number 3, Conrad Harris and Andrew Winkle there. So a good 5 or 6 car lengths between them, I think it's fair to say. Number 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes, they're through as well, still going strong through Corner Cottage as they go up the cogs and make their way up towards Church Bend as well. Back to you, Tim.
Outfit interview is 77, but a lot closer now is Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley. And Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau not gone any quicker there, but Pete Founds, Jevon Walmsley were waiting for their time. I think that at times are being manually input because it's still showing as only the 3 laps completed. Ryan and Callum Crowe are still in 3rd, but they're not going to be doing much more. So we wait to see John Holden and Dan Sale, and also Conrad Harrison and Andy Winkle, and Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes, who are in 5th position, outfit number 69. But Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley still showing as the leaders, and by a little bit of a margin as well. Here's Conrad Harrison, stays in 6th. And 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes move into 4th position with a lap there of 94.079 miles per hour. So they've gone ahead of John Holden and Dan Sale. But it's Founds and Walmsley who set the marker, 98.274 miles per hour. Second, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rizzo. As 14 goes through, Wayne Lockie and his passenger, Matthew Rostron. They are in 7th position. 8th, number 55, Michael Russell, 55, with Dave Dean as his passenger. But let's go as 12 goes through. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. And we've got 2 emerging here. So it looks like we've got 3 emerging, in fact. They were so close together. 77 is through. So we had Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau there. Just got themselves ahead of Derek Lynch and Anthony McDonald, I think it was. And just behind them, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley. So they've caught up right to the back of the pack, those 2, as they're making headway. As number 25, David Marshall and Mark Gash make their way through as well. So making up quite the ground at the moment, those 2. Numbers 1 and 77 as well, setting down the early markers, as you said yourself there, Tim. So I think if the likes of Founds and Walmsley can just clear that one machine between themselves and Reeves and Rousseau, it'll be interesting to see who holds the better ground to get the quickest time as they make their way up towards where you are. 2 emerging as well as we make our way through once again through Maggie's Cottage, numbers 3 and 69. Excellent run from number 69, of course, as well. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, 3 on the bridge, as it were. 77 now across the line. And there is number 1, Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley. Their time are being manually input, and they did go quicker on the 4th lap at 98.418. The checkered flag is out, so that is the sidecar action completed. Tim Reeves set his best time on lap 3 with Kevin Rizzo at 96.962 miles per hour for the man from Tenterden. And, of course, the French passenger. 3rd, then still number 7, Ryan and Callum Crowe, although they've only completed the 2 laps. 4th, 69, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes. 5th, number 2, John Holden and Dan Sale. But they took, they must have stopped somewhere on their final lap because they were about a minute slower than on their previous occasions, or they've just hit a bit of engine trouble, or, well, we can find out later, of course, go and have a chat with them. But checkered flag is out and the evening is coming to a close. But Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley with the number 1 plate, of course, as defending champions, as 14 finishers, 98.418. They were around 2 and a bit seconds, 2.3 seconds quicker than number 77, Tim Reeves and Kevin Rizzo. And 3rd are the Crows. Not sure if Chris has any news down at Club HQ, but we'll hand down to him anyway, just to wrap things up and say good evening. And we'll be back again, of course, tomorrow. Chris.
Yeah, nothing really, Tim. Just number 41, Paul Riley. They went really well in practice with Jody James. Newcomer passenger there, 87.35. And well done to Mike Jackson with young Jake Roberts on the chair as well. Douglas and Ramsey pairing there in that 8th position at 88.785. But Ryan and Callum Crowe, I wonder if they've got big problems. Don't forget, we have a sidecar race. I have another practice tomorrow. We have a sidecar race on Wednesday, Tim. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, we've got how shall I say, stuff from the archive coming up in a couple of minutes as well, Tim.
Thanks very much indeed, Chris. And at this point, I'll also say thanks again out at Cross Four Ways and relieve him of his duties to Rob Pritchard, and we'll talk again to him tomorrow. So we've already had an unofficial lap record with Jamie Coward. Dean Harrison's already put the hammer down, as has Michael Dunlop on the bigger bikes. We're in for an absolute treat if this week continues to evolve the way this evening has. Well, Southern 100 radio on Manx Radio, powered by the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company, is up and running now after that first practice session. AM 1368, FM 87.9 if you're around the course, and digital, of course, if you go online or use your smartphone, click on the digital option. And it's running through until Thursday evening. So coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll have Chris Pearson with the show. But for now, I'll hand back to Simon Quine back at Manx Radio Studios. Good evening.
Tim Glover, thank you very much for coverage of this evening's first practice session at Southern 100 2022.
The weather, brought to you by Domino's Pizza, Isle of Man.
Just gone 9 o'clock here then on Manx Radio 1368, the best Viking station in the world. Latest weather forecast for you from the Ronalds Way Met Office. Dry but cloudy overnight with a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. And then tomorrow a cloudy day but mainly dry. Just the odd spot of light rain possible. Mainly high ground, especially later in the day. Light to moderate southwest wind veering northwest and freshening. Top temperatures tomorrow 20 degrees Celsius. Dry with sunny spells on Wednesday and Thursday. Rather more cloudy on Friday with temperatures into the high teens. Sunset tonight is in about 45 minutes time at 12 minutes before 10. Sunrise tomorrow morning 5 o'clock exactly.
Satisfy your hunger at Domino's, where you'll find the freshest, tastiest pizzas. Visit us in Douglas on Groves Road opposite the National Sports Centre, or sit in at our Onken store just below Onken ShopRite. Open daily till late for collection or delivery to your home or tent. Click dominos.co.uk. Manx Radio 1368, the best biking station in the world, powered by the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company.
Over and over till you come, you know I give it to you.